Yo, what it do? What it do? What it do? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button as you come into the room. Special, special pop up live tonight. Why not, right? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? The box truck community is in need of someone to keep things going, man. I don't know what's going on, man. It seems like I'm the only one really talking about box trucking these days, man. What's going on? What is going on? What's going on? Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know where you are checking in from. Hit that like button too as you come into the room, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button as you come into the room, man. I'm trying to told you what it is, man. I'm the only one out here trying to save the day, man. I'm trying to save the day, man. Some people catching on. Some people still hoping and dreaming and wishing and praying and to the retail gods and all this, that, and the third, man. But if you hoping and you wishing and you praying and all that stuff, you letting time pass you by when you could be out here making some results instead of waiting on um, something that really you should have been uh, uh, seeing already for the past 3 weeks. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. You can't save them all. You cannot save them all. Come on into the room, man. Come on into the room. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know where you're checking in from. Demand. What's going on? Old appliance. What's going on? Let's talk. Let's talk tonight. Let's talk tonight. I'm probably gonna start streaming more often too. Maybe 3 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? So a lot of people need help, man. It is looking bad. And I told y'all, but I'm gonna try to help as many people out as I can. I'm gonna try to help as many people out as I can. And the people that listen, they listen. And you know what I'm finna start doing? I'm finna start putting some of my stuff in members only. I'm just gonna create a membership, and everybody who wants the sauce, I'm gonna create a small members only. It's gonna be really cheap, maybe $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, something like that. And certain stuff I'm dropping on members only, because like I don't need people running off with the sauce. I don't need people running off with the sauce. The only people that need to have the sauce is the people that really support. You know what I'm saying? So certain things I'm only gonna put in the members only. Certain things I'm only gonna put in the members only. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button real quiet tonight. Real quiet tonight. So I'm thinking some people in here just lurking because they just want to hear what I'm gonna say. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know where you're checking in from. I'm gonna let the room build up a little bit because I know this is a Thursday night. I don't usually pop on Thursdays, so I'm gonna wait for YouTube to send those notifications out. Let me know where you're checking in from. People don't want to know. Let me know where they're checking in from because they probably don't. They probably don't want me to know that they watching. You know what I'm saying? They want to come run off with the sauce. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people running around here still telling people they're gonna see this peak season that they're looking for. Giving people, wrong information, this, that, and the third, not really understanding how trucking works, not understanding the different modes of peak season, just not even understanding the different modes of trucking. You know what I'm saying? Wishing and praying and talking about it's still early and all this, that, and the third. How is it still early? A lot of the lanes that a lot of box truckers run is the middle mile. This is y'all. This is the middle mile's time. It's been y'all time since October. If you really want to keep it a buck, really, we can keep it a buck. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, people talking about after what's the day called? Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Come on, man. That's why I be knowing, like, people really don't be knowing, like, as far as like the whole landscape of how trucking really goes. Like, they don't understand everything. Like, a lot of people really exposing themselves. Really exposing themselves. Stop it. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. What's going on? What's up, brother? Compton in the house. Always watch you. Big support. Appreciate it. Mississippi in the building. Look at the purchase 26 for box truck. You gave a lot of sauce and I took notes, but can't find them. Man, I'll hold off if I were you. Right now, I say if you hold off another 30 days, I'm finna tell you what happened. You probably weren't in here on Tuesday. I'm finna tell you what's finna happen. It's finna be a tsunami. It's going to be a tsunami. So what I would do if I were you, I would wait to probably about end of December, beginning of January. You're going to be able to catch a box truck for the low. Somebody's going to end up having to sell you their box truck because they're going to have to pay their rent or their mortgage or something. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that's waiting on this peak season thing that I told people. You know, I went back and looked at the videos that I put out, and when I told people what it was going to be. And I'm gonna stand on people's necks on this because people was laughing and cracking jokes, and I see and I hear everything, all these jokes and all this stuff. Now the time is here, and everybody's on mute, just like peak season. This peak season that people speak of. People are on mute like this peak season. So man, I'm on people's necks. I'm standing on necks. So if they in the building, I'm gonna drop the link. We can come, you can always come up to the stage. I'm always up for, a friendly, you know what I'm saying, discussion on the topic. But that's what we on. I'm trolling, and I'm gonna continue to troll. All right, I'm gonna continue to troll, and that's what we on. And I'm gonna continue to teach too. But people need to stop if they don't know what they talking about. Just stop. Stop sending people off. Because there's people right now hoping and praying because they've been operating at a loss. Listen, the spot market has been down 40%. 40% since like damn near February. Box trucks run on the spot market if you're running middle mile for the most part. All right. The volume has been down no, not the volume. The rate has been down about 40%. So it's a lot of people that are waiting on this peak season. I'm telling you, that time has already came and went for your lane. Like, what are you waiting on? like man, like for real, people like, man, it's still early. How? Mississippi in the building. Oh yeah, we gonna troll. We ain't gonna stop trolling. We gonna have some fun because people was laughing and pointing and cracking jokes and all this, that, and the third, man. But everybody's quiet now. People ain't even making box truck videos no more. And this is all in good fun. I don't care. I ain't mad at nobody. I don't care. It's in good fun. You know what I'm saying? It's in good fun. August 29th is when I put out the first video. Getting back so I don't lose my train of thought. August 29th. You can go back and look at my videos. I said, man, prepare wisely. Peak season ain't gonna be what you think. I said that August 29th. That was the first video I put out. The second video I put out was September 12th. So I'm telling people back in August what it was going to be today. Go look. I'll wait a minute for you to go look just so you can see it's there. August 29th is when I put the video out, the first one that told you what it was going to be. See, when I say it's different and I'm going to talk my shit, you see what I'm saying? I'm going to talk my shit. You see what I'm saying? It's different. It's different over here. Second of all, I don't understand how people, like, here's the thing. I give people all the sauce. Some people get it, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? But yet still people are still hoping, and like, this is the part I don't get. What are you hoping for? It's over with. That middle mile lane runs from October to about November 15th, November 20th. Anything after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, it's pretty much final mile. The merchandise, the freight, the volume that these guys are looking for, it's being ran post-ocean phase. Like, I keep repeating the same thing. People are DMing me, messaging me, Facebooking me. I got people calling me, commenting me. Like, yo, it's pretty much a wrap. You're going to see an uptick in volume from a retail perspective as far as final mile, like center to center. But what you got to understand is the volume that most people that run spot market, let's say box trucking, that phase is like end of September, all of October through like the middle of November. It's a flat line. So the way you would normally see it, come like September, you start seeing, I guess it's going back, so I'm gonna go this way. You start seeing you start seeing the volume increase slowly, all the way up through October, right? That middle mile volume, that we call it that trucking intermodal phase, all right? Because that's the rails. The stuff has to come through the ports and it goes on the rails and it gets distributed. Another thing y'all be forgetting, like, I'm like the only box truck YouTuber that's in the crossroads of America for freight. The number one, if y'all watch On Track Truck, he tells you, you middle mile guys that run spot market, you got to go to Chicago if you want some freight. I'm in Chicago. So why do people negate what I'm saying or don't listen to what I'm saying when I'm in the capital for this, for freight? Like, I am the eyes. Like, like I see everything before the rest of the country gets it, and all your box truckers during these small markets. And I'm not making fun of them, but you know, I am standing on necks right now. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to stand on some necks. I'm going to do my little trolling. All right. Because guess what? People wanted to see me wrong. I saw those comments. People wanted to see me wrong. All right. So check this out. You know, I'm in Chicago. You know, I'm in the crossroads. I'm in the Mecca for freight. I'm in the Mecca for this. So I got all the insight. I can tell you if the rails is slow. I can tell you everything. Because guess what? Even though I don't run semi-trucking, all my homies do. They run intermodal for JB Hunt, everything. I got all I have all the first-hand insight on the whole game for the whole country. Because everything got to come through here. We are crossroads for this shit. So if the guy in Chicago with all the rail yards come through it, everything, this is the crossroads. Everybody, Kirky Fresh tells you, look, you run a middle mile, you got to go to Chicago. Mark, why they don't want to come into Chicago? They all scared of Chicago. Okay, I get they scared. I say they check in with your boy, man. We'll make sure they straight. You dig what I'm saying? But you know you got to come through here. You don't want to come through here, that's fine. That's on you. Whatever. The point I'm trying to make is you got an inside source in the capital of this shit that's telling you 3 months ago what it was going to be, but people still wanted to see me wrong. People still doubted me. It don't make sense. So if I'm in the middle of nowhere with a box truck chain, I ain't shitting on nobody. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Like, I'm trying to get people to utilize their common sense. You know, a dude is up there, and Chicago is the market where you got all the damn freight. He does probably have a little bit more insight than someone. And I'm not trying to shit on nobody. I'm just keeping it 1,000 because I still see people hoping and wishing and praying and wishing on a star and going to the tarot card readers and the palm readers and all this goofball stuff, thinking about this peak season, man. Getting back to what I'm saying, buddy ass up in Chicago, he got a firsthand look at what it's going to be. So maybe I should tune in it with him. Makes sense, don't it? I broke everything down. But, you know, answering your question, I will hold off. And the reason why I say you should hold off, there's going to be a tsunami of people exiting the game in the next 30 to 60 days. In the last 5 weeks, 10,000, more than 10,000 deactivations on authorities. In the last 5 weeks, more than 10,000 deactivations for authorities. In the last 5 weeks, more than 10,000. So what I would do, I stream funerals. I stream funerals. I would hold off. Now I'm telling you to hold off. I wouldn't buy nothing right now. I guarantee you. You wait till around end of December, January. Oh man, you go on Facebook Marketplace. You go on Offer Up. You'll be able to catch you something for the low though. Go try to look for like an independent person who's going to be selling their truck. They're probably going to be in real dire need. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be messed up. It's going to be after the holidays. They're not going to, that volume or that whatever they're looking for that peak season, they're not going to get that, right? Inflation is continue to rise. There's a lag. See, I haven't even talked about the lag yet because I feel like that's going to go over people's heads. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling people what to do about peak season and stuff 3 months ago, but I see people still praying to the retail guys like, yo, the freight is whatever's going to happen for peak season has already happened. It's where it needs to be already. Like, do you think like volume is going to be a flat line now and then boom, tomorrow it's going to be boom, through the roof? No, it don't work like that. You have to see an uptick. The retailers have to order it. Everything that you're going to see as far as volume is already where it needs to be. You may see some shuffling between one facility as far as a fulfillment city to another fulfillment city, like say for Amazon, warehouse to warehouse, or something like that. But for the most part, middle mile peak season as far as freight is over with. It's coming to an end. You got about another week. If you haven't seen it now, you're not going to see it. Peak season now, what you're going to see is the volume that you're going to see is going to be final mile. It's going to be going to consumers as far as their doorsteps. Things of that nature. Amazon already has its freight. That's another thing. They've like, forget me telling you, they already told you. They told you already. They said, yo, we already got our freight. We're overstocked because we ordered so much stuff because of the spot, not because of the spot market, but because of the supply chain disruption, so that when things did pick up, we ordered more and more. We ordered even more stuff. So that case, if another pandemic outbreak or another COVID outbreak came, we wouldn't be without. So they ordered extra stuff. And then guess what? When that stuff finally came, I've said this a million times, consumer buying behavior had already changed. So now all that stuff has been sitting. They said that. Everybody's saying it. Nike, every retailer, Walmart. You go to Walmart, they got pallets all over the place. You can't even move in Walmart. It's been like that for months. They don't even have nowhere to store it. They're just storing stuff on the floor. I went into the aisle the other day in the sugar aisle. They removed all the shelving and just dropped a pallet of sugar right there. They just said, skip it. We can't, usually like flour and they stock it on the shelves and stuff. Like they removed the shelves and just stacked 2 pallets. Boom. The one pallet was already shrink wrapped, and then they stacked another pallet of sugar on top, and then you just shopping off the pallet. Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they did that? They've never done that. I've never seen that at a Walmart before. It's because they're trying to make room in the back. They don't have room in the back. So instead of putting just sugar and flour on the shelf, they just put the whole pallet out there and just remove the shelves because there's no room in the back. So that stuff is already in place. I see everything, guys. I read and see everything. So yeah, I would wait to buy that truck. If I were you, I would really wait. I wouldn't buy nothing now. It's going to be some guy in the end of December that's going to be crying, telling you how he's behind on his mortgage or something. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to crack jokes. I'm being dead ass serious. I'm being dead ass serious because I'm telling people what they need to do. Get this peak season thing out your head. You're wasting your time. The peak season that's going to happen is going to be very minimal, and it's going to be that final mile. You middle mile spot market guys, that time is already came and damn near coming to you. You got about another week of that, week and a half. It never got started because the stores and the retailers already had the freight on top of consumer buying being down. I said it August 29th. Go look at the video, and September 12th is the part 2. This is 3 months ago. So wait, I wouldn't buy nothing. I will hold off. I'm telling you, probably gonna get something so cheap. You probably gonna feel sorry for the person you buy the truck from. It's gonna probably be so cheap, you gonna feel sorry for him. You're going to think you did them dirty. You're going to think you robbed them. You know what I'm saying? I rent for $1,000 per week and unlimited miles in California. My rental ends January 1st. Oh, you already got a truck. You're renting. So yeah, I would hold off. I wouldn't buy nothing now. Out of Michigan and peak not happening over here. I've been said it. August 29th, guys. Go look through my video catalog. August 29th, I told you. You heard it here first. August 29th, I dropped a video, talked about the peak season. And I was nice about it. I said, yo, prepare wisely. Peak season is not going to be what you think. Prepare wisely. Prepare wisely. You see what I'm saying? And then I came back out with a part 2, September 12th. We talking back in August, I told people this. So all your favorite YouTubers that laughed and all this goofball stuff, yeah. And the people ain't even making box truck videos no more. They making videos about other stuff. I'm the only one still hanging in here with y'all, putting up content that's valuable to the box truck community. All right, so spot market rates, which is what box trucks pretty much run that run the mill mile. You're running spot market. All right, spot market rates have been down about 40%. Now, when you put that parallel to the rising cost of inflation, to the rising cost of fuel, to the rising cost of truck rentals, to the rising cost of you guys that went out there and spent all this money on these trucks, plus your finance, okay, the Fed is steady adding basis points and they're steady going up on the banks, and the banks aren't eating those points. They ain't eating them points. You know what they doing with them points? They passing them along to the consumer. So you paying a high interest rate, right? So all your expenses are going up, but your rates are down 40%. And I've been saying this since April, May. All right, so there's a few different things you can do. And I'm gonna give you a few of them tonight. You know, that's why I didn't want to wait. Listen, I could have waited to Sunday. I could have waited to Tuesday, but like, I'm really here to help y'all. I'm chilling. I said, you know, let me go. There's no sense of holding this information. A lot of people need this information like ASAP. You know, I could have just just made this Tuesday night show, but I know a lot of people are in dire need. You know, they really need to figure something out like yesterday. So I said, you know, I'll just go ahead and drop this sauce and kind of get people motivated and ramped up. And it's a shame I got to keep talking about this peak season thing, but you know why I got to keep talking about this peak season thing? Because people are still telling people to just wait, hold on, wait. Like, where, like, what are you waiting on? The uptick that you guys are going to see is going to be an uptick of final mile stuff that's going to retail, not retailers, stuff that's going to the home, and you're going to see some stuff shuffling from, you know, fulfillment to fulfillment. Some things, but for the most part, the fulfillment places already have this stuff. Amazon may run some packages to the post office, but like, who's buying cell phone cases for Christmas? Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna buy a little Johnny. I'm gonna buy him an iPhone cover for Christmas. Come on, man. So I have to keep mentioning this stuff because I have to keep diffusing or disputing what other people are putting out. So I have to keep, it's like a tug of war. It's like good versus evil. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep putting my message out, spreading my message, because people will keep telling people to wait. And while you people are waiting, it's gonna be some smart guy that's gonna say, you know, I'm gonna listen to Mark. Mark been right so far. He's made some hell of a forecast. There's no way I would have thought this, but he was right. Maybe he does know some things. Let me take a chance on this young brother. You know what? Let me start doing this, because I don't want to wait till November 27th and then I wait and then it's still the same, or the uptick is just minimal like he's saying, and still not enough to get me out of this jam. Let me start working on getting myself out of this jam now. Because anybody that's telling you to wait till Black Friday, okay, Black Friday comes. You're going to get what, 2-3 weeks, and then what? But I'm telling you, you're not, for the most part, you're not going to really get that. There's no uptick, guys. Like, it just doesn't go like one day it's a flat line, it's dead, and then the other day it's, you know, jumping out the gym. You know, it don't work like that. You're going to see some, it's like you're going to see it. You're going to see it. So you're going to hear this rant. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear me standing on people's necks. The more I hear people telling people keep wait, I'm going to keep standing on people's necks. This what y'all wanted, so here y'all got it now. Here y'all got it. I definitely agree with you about Amazon might get a little busier for a couple of weeks just because of the final amount to post. I said that. You're going to get that final mile aspect. Yes. The retailer aspect, when they purchase, yes, that stuff, I just said that. It has to go to the post office and things of that nature. But as far as that volume and that uptick, and here's how a lot of you guys that got into the industry last year or whatever, you guys had your first peak season, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. And I'm gonna keep it really funky with you. And I've been exposing little things as time goes on. You know, Tuesday I exposed a lot. Tuesday I told people how, because people wanted to know, man, how did you know? How did you call it? And I told people how I gave them a few tidbits on how I called it. All right. So now I'm gonna give y'all something else, and this is gonna make you guys better um truckers or whatever, owner operators and things of that nature. Because here's the thing, you guys got to be able to call this. See, I was in a situation, you know, when I was in my glory days, you talking about 15 trucks, you talking about 30 people, 30, 35, 40 people at sometimes that I'm responsible for. I gotta see things coming, I gotta know things, I gotta be abreast of things, because it's people that's relying on me. You see what I'm saying? When you got people relying on you, it's worse than you just being a sole owner operator and you just relying on yourself. You got people that are looking up to you so that they can put food on their table. So it's like, man, I really had to stay on top of things. You see what I'm saying? I really had to stay on top of things. So last year, with everything that was going on, there was already an uptick in volume. Volume was ridiculous for the most part of last year anyway, coming into the early stages of this year, obviously, like I've told, because of stimulus. Now, when you got to that October, November, December period, those 3 months, that Q4 of last year, volume was already high. No one could tell what true peak season numbers were last year. Your retailers can't tell you. No one can tell you that. You know why? Because volume was already high because of stimulus. Volume was inflated because of stimulus. All right. So if you take peak season out, let's say there's no such thing as Christmas existed last year, you still would have seen high volume that would have been higher than what a normal peak season would look like. So then once you added peak season in there, no retailer, Amazon, no one took the time to do the data, to do the survey or whatever it's called, the R&D, to see what every dollar that was spent, what was actually a peak season dollar versus a stimulus dollar. See, man, I'm really like, this is worth 10 grand. So people paying 10 grand, and I know Buddy be watching. You know how I know Buddy be watching? Because I said something Tuesday night, and he ran off with the sauce and posted it the next day. So shout out to you, Buddy, down in Atlanta. I know you watching me, because I'm the one who said I was dangerous. I said that. And you go back and watch my live Tuesday night, I said it. I said, man, you know what make me so dangerous? I said, you know what make me so dangerous? Because I'm an educated black man and I'm a street black man. I got the best of both worlds. He tweeted it, posted it the next day on Instagram, word for word. I'm like, ain't this about it? So yeah, I know you watching me. Shout out to you. You know, shout out to you. And if you watching, you know, I'm gonna invite you on the stage. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that link. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody, some of your favorite box truck YouTubers may be in here. You're welcome to come up to the stage. You know, it's all in fun with me. I'm just cracking my jokes. I'm standing on next. Because guess what? If I would have been wrong, everybody been quick to, making they sayings and all that little goofball stuff. But here's the thing. I'm standing on next. People need to stop talking if they don't know what they're talking about. Stick to that easy stuff, that cost per mile and that rate per mile stuff. Leave that other stuff to like the guys that really know what's going on out here, for real. Leave that to these to them type of guys that really know what's going on out here, for real. Because what's going to happen is you're going to expose yourself, and that's what's going on right now. It's a lot of exposing going on right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of exposing going on, and people be like, man, you need to start calling people. I don't need to do nothing. Only thing I need to do is do what I'm doing. Keeping it funky, putting out the stuff, making these forecasts, letting people laugh at me, saying I'm crazy and all this, that, and the third. And then when the time comes, then I can just stand on next. I'm a silent assassin. I'm going to say it, and then when the time comes, we're going to stand on next. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. So getting back to what I was saying, last year, no one could tell what was a peak dollar and what was a stimulus dollar because it was all coupled. Everybody was just in a frenzy and a panic, and the retailers were just getting that money. They was getting that money. No one took the time to differentiate the two. And I don't think there is a way that they would have been able to differentiate the two. Okay. There might have not been a way. No one was going to take the time and say, okay, you just spent $100. How much is this as Christmas gifts of this $100 that you spent? And how much of this did you, out of this $100, did you spend because the government gave you money? And if the government wouldn't have gave you money, you wouldn't have bought this shit. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the numbers was going to be down anyway. Now you add inflation on top of that. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all. The Midwest the best for freight, of course. Of course. You were right. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take this off real quick. Let me turn this off real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this off. AT on the building, keep dropping these good videos. 10-4. 10-4. The rates need to be already good enough to go business. If they aren't, shouldn't be going into business. I think, and I say this all the time, a lot of people entered wrong. Some people I blame. Some people I blame because they listen to the wrong people. Some people I blame because they didn't do their. You know what? I don't blame them because they didn't listen to the wrong people. I blame people because they didn't do their due diligence. All right. It was a lot of people running around last year. I wasn't on YouTube last year. If I'd have been on YouTube last year, y'all think people that hated me when I said this peak season stuff, I would have been telling y'all crazy as hell. Y'all gonna go broke next year. Oh man, you just bought an $80,000 man truck, 25, 30 grand. You crazy. I guarantee you come September next year, you're going to be effed up. Man, you a hater. You a hater. You bitter, nigga. We get money out here. All right. I would have had to wait my little 10 months, and then I'd have stood on some necks. It was a good thing that I wasn't thinking about YouTube last year, because people would have hated me, because I would have been telling you the truth. Oh, man, y'all crazy as hell. Oh, y'all crazy. Oh, man, you tripping. You just bought a what? You bought a Freightliner. 85,000? What? A 16? For what? Oh, you tweaking. You tweaking, shorty. You tweaking. I'd have been up. Man, people would have hated me. My authority has been active for 40 days now. The stuff you said months ago is so damn accurate. A few other YouTubers gassed me up on their videos. You gave so much damn sauce. I appreciate it. And see, that's what I'm just, and this is why I've been just standing on necks lately. Because I see all this stuff. And the people that want, like, yo, I understand that. And here's the thing. I understand that YouTube content, box truck content is not entertainment. I don't take it as entertainment. Some people take this as entertainment. I understand that when people come to look at a box truck video, they're coming for information, for knowledge, not entertainment. And that's why I conduct myself professionally, live streams, collaborations. I conduct myself as a professional. I don't look at it as entertainment, because people are here to really learn, because they have money invested. So when I give information, I give the most valuable, solid information. I'm not going to give people information that I'm not sure about. I'm not going to send nobody off because they're spending their money. And that's what you guys need to understand. And I'm hoping you guys are seriously taking this, because see, a lot of people are exposed now. I'm exposing cats without even having to say people's names. I'm exposing people without having to say names. Ain't nobody else making forecasts. I don't call them predictions, because this is business. These are forecasts. They ain't making these type of forecasts. One, because they're not knowledgeable enough to make them. And two, they don't want to just be, they can't. They don't have the knowledge. Let them stick to the cost per miles and save the gas and the fuel cards and the dispatching videos and all the stuff you can do your Googles with. This deep advanced trucking stuff, Like this stuff that I be doing, and this stuff like On Track Trucking be doing, maybe one or two more. And shout out to everybody. But what I'm saying is, when you're playing with people's money, when you're playing with people's money and people coming to you for information, you gotta know what you're talking about. You gotta know what you're talking about, man. I'm standing on necks. For the next, I don't know how many weeks until I get tired of standing on necks. I'm standing on necks. So it is what it is. It is what it is. People getting exposed, man. I'm trying to tell you, I don't gotta call nobody out. People gonna tell on themselves. People gonna tell on themselves. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. I don't put titles. I don't wear costumes and all this goo. Like, yo, stop playing with the kid, man. The kid is from the crib. The kid is from the crib, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. This stuff is crazy how accurate you are. You got people in cities with a population of 100,000 people or whatever going up against a dude in a city with damn near 4 million people. That's the freight damn capital. We are. The Midwest is the freight capital. And I'm in the biggest city in the Midwest with most of damn near all the freight where you got to come to. A lot of the big companies you guys book loads from, your C.H. Robinsons and all those, where do you think their corporate headquarters are? Your Echo Logistics, they're all here. Why do you think all their corporate headquarters are here? Like what like yo, why do you think I'm so knowledgeable in this stuff? I don't even run semi-truck, and I could build this. I could talk if I want to. I could talk semi-trucking on this channel, and I don't got a CDL. All my best friends, all my homies run intermodal here in Chicago. All the sauce for the semi stuff, yo. What the rails looking like? Man, it's bad, man. It's bad. It's down this much. It's down much. JB Hunt, man, what's going on? Man, it's bad. It's slow. It's bad. It's been like that since September. Why? Why do you think the intermodal is slow? Intermodal is just a continuation of the ports. When the containers come off the cargo ship and get stacked in the port, a semi comes up, the container gets dropped on the chassis, and more times than not, it goes to a rail yard, and there it gets put on a train, and then it goes. And more times than not, where do you think it's going? To Chicago. So how is some of these people gonna, when I got all the insight, so not only I got all the insight from being in business all these years, I got all the insight from just being here in Chicago. And then the lanes that I don't run, my homies run. So how is somebody that's in another part of the country gonna go up against the kid? And if I say something, I'm standing on it. I'm merching it, like what we say here. I'm merching it because I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get up here and talk some stuff that I don't know. And the reason why I can talk some advanced stuff is because I know it. I don't do those easy videos. Anybody can go on Google and tell you how to do a cost per mile or a rate per mile. Oh yeah, I'm talking my shit now. And I don't really do this. But you know what? I see and hear everything. And everybody want me to be wrong. Not just on this, but everything else. I see other little sneak disses and all that goo. Listen, man. Listen, y'all can do what y'all want. But guess what? If people would have started listening to me back in September, back in August, back in July, a lot of people wouldn't be in the situations that they in now. And that's facts. And that's facts. They wouldn't be in them situations that they in now. But I'm gonna help some people get up out of it. But some of y'all, some people still gonna be praying to these guys of retail guys, these peak season guys, and you're gonna be waiting and time is gonna pass you by. And then the sauce that I'm giving you now, you're gonna go back and look for it. It's gonna be too late. I'm still putting out box truck content. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Some people gonna hit the thumbs down. And that's another thing. I'll be seeing thumbs down. It'd be like 1 thumbs down. So I already know I got 1 hater. That's probably another channel. You know what I'm saying? But shout out. I don't care. That's still going in the algorithm. So hit the thumbs up. It is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hit the thumbs up. I'm giving out the gems. I'm giving out the information for the free ski. For the free ski. You like, man, I could couple all this up and put it in the course. This is worth $10. This is worth 10,000. Not how to get a DOT and an LLC and go sign up for Amazon Relay with a rental truck. I can send you off if I want to, like your main man down in the ATL. I could do that for $10, but I'm giving you real information that comes from experience, that comes from placement. It's just like this. If I wanted to be a rapper back in the 90s, could I make it out of Chicago being a rapper back in the 90s? No, I would have to get my black ass and take my ass to New York. Why? Because that's where the industry is at. That's where the industry was. That's where all the record labels were back then. And if I had any chance of being a rapper back in the 90s, it wouldn't have happened here. I would have had to go to New York. All right. If I want to be a rapper now, I know I got to go to the West Coast because all the labels moved to the West Coast, or I got to go down south to Atlanta and try to rub shoulders and mix and mingle and network down there. Right. If I wanted to make it out of Chicago, I could have probably made it out of Chicago in the mid 2010s during the Chief Keef era when the eyes was on us. So the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're looking for information and you got people giving you information, a smart person, buddy is in the capital for freight. He's seeing a lot more than what a person would see in North Carolina or Georgia or Florida or Wyoming or Montana or Virginia or DC or New Mexico or Arizona. He's in the midst of that shit. Let me tune in to what he's saying a little bit more, because his eyes is on everything right there. He in the middle of it. All the corporate companies, all those companies, a lot of those companies you guys book freight from, our corporate headquarters are here. Why do you think their corporate headquarters are here? Hit the like button. I'm glad I didn't spend $10K on membership only to have a peak season no better than this. Listen, man. Listen. Spot rates are down 40%. Spot rates are down 40%. Box trucking is spot rate work. It's overages. It's partials. It's not contract work. It's spot rate work. Spot rate work has been down all year. All year. 40%. For those people that came in late, the last 5 weeks, in the last 5 weeks, over 10,000 authorities have went into deactivation. Over 10,000. So over 10,000 people that went out of business in the last 5 weeks in trucking. And guess what? It's going to be another 10,000. I'm telling you, a lot of people are waiting on this peak season to bail them out, and they're not going to get bailed out. So if that's you, stop waiting. Go on DAT or whatever you want. What on one of them low boards, select this, and get to work. Straight up. I'm telling you what I know. Now, I done showed and proved myself. It's D-Wall 2. What up? I done showed and proved my work. I done put in my work. I done made forecasts and been right every single time. I ain't got to show and prove. I already did it. So you can keep listening to all these other people that's telling you to wait and hold off. It's still early and this, that, and the third. Yeah, okay. Checking in what we talking about tonight, man. We just in here, I'm still on this, the same old. Some people get it, some people don't. So we're going to talk about how inflation is affecting everything. I'm going to go over the whole peak season crisis. I'm probably going to have to do it 10 more times, because come Black Friday, it's going to be another wave of people that's going to be crying. All right. Because when that little tick of volume kick up, the rates ain't going to be what you want them to be. You know why them rates ain't going to be what you want them to be when you see that little tick? I'm going to tell you why them rates ain't going to be what you want to take. Because there's so many people waiting right now with this drool coming down. It's just waiting, and they're drooling, and they're waiting, and the bank is calling them, and the finance company is calling them, and the rental truck company is calling, and Progressive is calling them. They're behind. They're going to catch up. So as soon as they see 10-cent increase, book it. Book it. You know why? Because they need the money. Over 10,000 authorities have been deactivated in the past 5 weeks. Go look it up. I ain't capped to y'all all this time. You think I ain't gonna make this up? Go look it up. I'll be here when you get back. I'll be here when you get back. I ain't going nowhere. I just got on. Only been on. What time now? Come on, 8:52 minutes. You know, so insurance steady going up. All right. That's a part of inflation. You know why? Because cost of living goes up. And when cost of living goes up, people's payroll goes up. People have to get paid more. People are trying to keep people. Brokers are charging. You know, it's just everything is going up. So even with you guys that are renting these expensive box trucks, you're finna just take it back. Like, I'm not even finna like play with people no more. You know, I'm not finna play with people no more. You know why I'm not finna play with people no more? Because I've gave you guys all the sauce for free. I've put so much great content and valuable content out. I've told you guys what not to do, what to do, and what was coming. And everything I said came. Got people laughing at me, pointing the finger, talking crazy. And guess what? I was right on every single thing I said. Everything I said was going to happen has fell right into place during the time I said it was going to happen. What else I want to talk about? You guys that got reefer trucks, you guys got some hope. You guys that got reefer trucks, you guys need to get to work. You guys are going to be okay as long as you're willing to work. You guys, listen, if you're running middle mile and you're running on the spot market, the only way you're going to be able to get through this, you got to come from the crib. Like that holding on to the crib that you was able to do last year, you can't do that now. You got to find a way to do $3. You got to do 3,000 miles a week. You got to do 3,000 miles a week. You have to, or just give it up now. Just give it up. Now I'm telling you what to do. I'm hoping you trust me on this. You got to find a way to do 3,000 miles a week. You got to. You have to, or you're not gonna make it. That holding on, staying close by, and all this, that, and stuff, you're not going to be able to exceed your cost in revenue. All right, exceed your cost in expenses if you're staying close to home. You got to hit the road now. Now is the time that you know that time where where like you're down to like your last. What is it called? Like when all your options, this is like your last option. All right, we at the last option now, guys. Like I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing for you. I'm gonna keep it funky with you because this is it. I'm telling you, it's finna get bad. Winter's coming, like they say on Game of Thrones. January is gonna be brutal. It is gonna be brutal. A lot of people ain't gonna make it to January. Another thing, and a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this. I put out this sauce about the curbside final mile. Only 2 or 3 people ask me. People don't even want to use their lift gate. Like people so spoiled from last year They don't even want to use their lift gate and they pallet jack and bring some up on the damn curb. And you want to make money. That now is the time that you got to work. Like all that dock to dock, no touch, this, that, and the third, backing to Amazon, pulling the pallets off into the warehouse. That's done. Now you want to make some money, you're gonna have to do a little work. I'm sorry. Now, you don't want to do final mile. I told you, I gave you the sauce on curbside final mile. Only 3 people asked me about it. Only 3. $50 a stop. Making anywhere from $750 to $1,000 a day. Guaranteed. 3 people. You know how many people come to me and tell me that they not making it, they need help? Way more than 3 people on a daily basis. So you guys with the reefers, you guys need to get to work. You guys will be okay. Curbside final mile is another option for you guys that are running a spot market, middle mile, and you're looking for something a little bit more for certain. This may be the lane for you. Go do it now before the rush gets on, because guess what? A lot of people are going to be running. 40% is a lot. You know, spot market rates are down 40%, guys. 40%. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Diesel is probably going to continue to rise. I think the national average last time I looked was about $5.33. It's very expensive, guys. That's very expensive. That's very expensive. My guess is the freight in the Midwest, because that's where many of the railroads are. You're correct. You're correct. He from the go, so he knows how it go. And that's what, you know, some people actually get that. Like, you know, maybe dude probably does know a little bit more. He's in the mecca of all the freight, you know, everything. Like I said, I don't know, man. Some people just, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. People have their favorites. All right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you decide that you want to be a content creator in a lane like this is not an entertainment lane. This is an education lane. People don't come, like I said earlier, people don't come to box truck channels for entertainment. It comes for education. All right. So you can't mislead people, because people are entrusting what you're saying, all right, and running off and investing their money. So you can't just be saying anything just so you can get a few clicks, few likes, few subs, and make a weak ass AdSense check. This Thursday night is not Tuesday night. I'm going to say a few curse words tonight. All right? Few curse words tonight. All right, because I feel like I got to say a few curse words tonight. You feel what I'm saying? So not nothing too major, you know what I'm saying? Maybe an ass or something like that, but nothing too major. So like I was saying earlier, I make it my business to make sure I give you the most valuable content. I'm not gonna send nobody off. I understand I'm a little bit more advanced. I know I'm more advanced than a lot of these guys. It's obvious. But I'm not here for the antics, and I'm not finna put on costumes and all that rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the information and I'm gone. It's up to you. I'm not gonna dress it up for you. I'm not gonna make it entertaining for you. I'm here to educate. You can take the information and do what you may with it. And the people that take the information, they winning. Amazon saw the biggest drop in public trade. Right, let's talk about that. $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Man, they so upset. They like, man, Alexa, we losing $5 billion alone just on Alexa. I really want to crack a joke about that, but I don't want to, you know. So $1 trillion. A lot of that had to do with the drop of retail buying, right? Coupled with some other things. Yo, Amazon is scrambling right now. They laying people off. They're repurposing people from areas of Amazon that are failing into Amazon, parts of Amazon that are doing well. They spent too much. It's just like I say, yo, what goes up must come down. It's going to reach a climax. Every business goes through it. I went through it. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know what's going to cause it. You have to prepare and be prepared and be ready. That means don't go out and jag all your money off when it's coming in good. A lot of people was making that money last year, not realizing that it was inflated, not realizing that their costs were inflated, and going down to Punta Cana, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. But see, now look where we at now. The memories ain't finna keep that truck note paid. You shouldn't have been making the memories. I don't got no memories. The first three, I didn't make no memories when I first got started. 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. I don't think I took a trip. Hold on. I want to be right here. 2015. From 2010 to 2015. 2012, I had to fly to Vegas for a wedding, which I didn't want to take that time out because it was busy. I had to fly for a wedding. I didn't take a trip until 2015. So from 2010, my inception in business, to 2015 is when I took my first trip. And by that time, I was already grossing an M a year. How the hell I'm going to get a PPP, go buy a truck, do this, go to Gucci, go to Louis, go to Saks Fifth Avenue, go to Neiman Marcus, and be taking trips all while I'm making money? You ain't made it yet. And when the money was coming in, it was going out. So when they were making this money, they were spending it. And that's why they're not around, and that's why they're on their way out. Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do with the money when it was coming in, which was bank it. Cash flow, put it up for a rainy day. But it was people on YouTube telling them that they're going to make $1 million with one box truck. Yeah, you get you a box truck and you're going to guarantee, this is how you say, you're going to be guaranteed to make $1 million with one box truck. This is what he said. I saw the video. This is what he said. You know who I'm talking about. One truck, $1 million, sending people off. So yeah, Amazon lost $1 trillion because consumers are not consuming. I like the way you said that. But let's talk about Marky Mark was talking about the box truck bubble. I did a few videos a few months ago. Shout out to everybody that came in late. August 29th was when I put up the first peak season video telling people, yo, you're not going to get what you hoping for. Go look it up. August 29th. I put up a part 2 September 12th. So back in August, I was telling you what was going to happen now. Back then, I was saying, yo, who controls the trucking industry? I said consumers control the trucking industry. Because guess what? If the consumers, like you said, ain't consuming, if the consumers ain't buying, there's no freight to move. I also said back then, before then, because I had to research my own content because I put up so much valuable content, and I be dropping this shit so quick and so fast. I'm so cold with it. Oh yeah, I'm tooting my horn. I deserve it. And I'm a humble guy. And I've been humble. I've been letting people laugh and point the finger and say I don't know what I'm talking about and this, that, and the third. The time is here. I done put out too many calls and I've been 100% right. So now I'm standing on next. I went back. I said, yo, consumers control the market. I said, pay attention to the consumer buying behavior. And that's going to tell you what's going on in trucking. And then from there, you'll be able to know how to maneuver. But people, they don't listen. They don't listen. So it is what it is. What's going on? What's going on, Miss Smith? Is this my sister? Is this my sister? It might be my sister. I got a sister named Yolanda. Where your courses at, Mark? I got 2 courses on my site. And I don't my courses are very cheap, like $25. So I got a course like how to get into the box trucking game, and then I got another course, your 5 stages of growing your box truck business. So as far as like mentorship is what you're talking about, like what a lot of people do where they mentor you for like 50 days or 60 days or what. I don't have nothing like that. I do consultations anywhere from 15 minutes to 1 hour, and I got 2 courses. And they're on my website. I'll drop this link. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I got it here. See, man, I bought this damn thing and it don't even work. I'll put the banner up. www.boxtruckcourses.com. Here you go. It's on the banner right there. www.boxtruckcourses.com. www.boxtruckcourses.com. Let me move this out the way. Yo, if you can get a good rate on both a truck and a van, which bids do you think would be best to go in? $560 for the truck, $325 for the van a week. Me personally, if you were getting in right now, I would I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people may disagree. I'm going with the van. Because the van, I know, I'm gonna be honest with you, gig workers are making more than some of you box truckers right now. And there ain't no cap. And the reason I know is because I know. I see them, I know them, and I see the settlements daily. So I know a person who runs gigs here in Chicago who made 500 one day, 700 another day, and averaged about 300 to 400 every other day. So, and that's in a personal car. So I'm going with the van because I know how to maneuver the van market and the gig economy. I think I would do good at that, and I would just kill them. I would kill them. I wouldn't even focus on. I would focus mainly on TV delivery and installation. See, that's another thing. A lot of people don't want to get their hands dirty on nothing. They don't want to touch nothing. And we in a touch something type of mode right now. Like all that pretty stuff, that no touching and no touch free and all that stuff. That's a wrap. Yo,
What's going on?
you didn't mean to jump on here? You look surprised.
Yeah, I did. I did. I saw you was talking about the gig work and stuff. You ever
Yeah,
heard Select Express?
I ran for Select Express for many years. That's not a gig though.
They're uh, well, kind of. They sent me over their rates and stuff on how they were saying like it's really more spotty now versus how it was where they had like some consistent stuff. They were saying like I guess maybe that's just for my area though. I'm in Louisiana.
What they send you?
They sent me like their rates. They're looking for people to do who have
Props.
to do basketball goals
Yeah, so they
in
got dicks
ground.
for dicks, right?
Yeah, Dicks and it was somebody else they had on there. Like the other stuff was like
Go configure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the rate, if you look at the rates, they suck.
Yep.
All right, so that's why you're in a market where it doesn't get cold down there, right? Really?
Right.
So they probably, that's a year long thing. Like, ain't nobody putting up no basketball goals up here, but those rates suck. One, they suck because it's a 2-day job. What they offering you? Like 50, $75, some crazy stuff like that?
I could pull it up for you, man. I could pull it up. I want to say for a goal, I know the most expensive one that you was doing was a tread. Well, that they was offering was a treadmill. Treadmill
Was
was
that
like 250.
that's what they offer the delivery and the assembly?
Delivery was like 250. The assembly was like $100. So it ended up being like 350 altogether.
Okay. So what about the basketball goal?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Because I haven't we haven't ran with Select in a while, so
Here it
I don't know.
is.
Their rates have always been low. I always operated Select at a loss. I always had a
Hmm.
Select was always an ancillary account for me, just to keep everything rolling and keep everyone working. And I was able to take that loss because I had so many accounts that were just I was just killing them on. But Select has never been an account that I ran where I profited. I always knowingly ran it at a loss. A lot of those jobs they have, they just don't. It doesn't pay. They don't pay well. ATI bought them recently, so I don't know if the rates have changed. But when Select was privately owned,
Hmm.
no. What rate did they give you for the basketball goal installation?
So the in ground one, you're getting 150,
Phew,
and the above ground is 75.
that's a waste of money, waste of time rather. It's a
Right.
two day job. I wouldn't take it if I were you. I'm gonna tell you why. Have you ever done it before?
Yeah, I've done in ground stuff and stuff. I
Yeah,
was thinking whenever the guy called me, he called saying that he saw my company on LinkedIn,
yeah.
and he was calling me like, "Hey man, we're looking for people to, do this for him." And I was like, "Well, send me over your rates and I'll tell you if it makes sense for us." And
Mhm.
so he sent it over and everything, and I was looking at it and I was like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, that's not
but
worth it. I'm
but yeah,
not doing
because
it
with
in
the
ground.
cement and everything,
I'm not
leveling it
doing.
out and stuff, you that's 100% a 2 day
So
job.
with the 150, does that include you purchasing? They're sending. So what? How Select want you to get the cement?
It don't even say nothing about that.
See, that's what I'm saying. So if they want you to go get the cement and all that and purchase all that, like I'm not doing no basketball ground installation for less than 600. And I can't even win bids for 600 here because it's a certain people. I'm not going to go into who they are and things of that nature. I'm not, but it's people that do it for dirt cheap, like 300 bucks, and I can't operate on those, because it's a 2 day job. You're talking about 10 bags of cement, 80-pound bags. That's 800 pounds of cement. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig the post. You got to mix the cement. You got to put the anchors. You got to place the pole. You got to do all that
Hmm.
stuff. You got to wait 48, 72 hours for it to cure. Then you got to send the team back. Then you got to, it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? For $150, my payroll is going to exceed $150 after probably the
Right,
first 3 hours.
right.
You see what I'm
And
saying?
see,
So
now I do see. I was mistaken. The treadmill, not the highest one. So they have outdoor play equipment, and it starts. It
probably at
says
250. I didn't want to tell you were, but 250 for a treadmill seems extremely high. Are you sure? They said 250 for a treadmill assembly.
yeah, it says delivery 125, assembly. There's a range assembly 86 to 125. So
Mm,
total 250. I mean, if you're getting that top, and then it says $1 per mile if you're going above a 50-mile radius from the store.
mm. See, that's another thing. They want you to pick it up from the store. So you
Hmm.
might have 3 or 4 stops that day, and you might have to go to 3 or 4 different stores. You know what I'm saying? That was another thing that I just, it was fine, but it's just not worth it, to me. But yeah,
Yeah,
I've dealt with them before, but I've always, their rates do sound like they've went up maybe since ATI bought them. ATI probably reconfigured their rates, but when they were privately owned, when Mike and them was in there,
terrible.
yeah,
Yeah, I've
not
been
good.
looking to supplement certain things just because I've been on the road for a while, but lately, uh,
I think I talked to you
rates
before. You
just.
on Amazon, right?
I would do Amazon whenever I was here.
Okay.
I would run like up and down I-10. Yeah, we talked before. That was
Yeah,
whenever I had locks.
yeah, yeah,
Cut
yeah.
them recently.
Yeah.
But
So it's been rough, huh?
yeah, I mean, I've been making it. I still been running at a profit, but really for the last week and a half, I have my truck parked just
Um.
because just
Mhm.
because of how because I have other businesses, so I don't need to do it. I already own my truck. It's not like I have to you know
Good
stress
for you.
about payments and stuff
Good for
like
you.
that.
Good for
But
you. Good for you.
so but yeah, man, them rates, and you can see it. Like I commented, I think that was Tuesday. I
Uh.
was like, people talking about how they getting these rates for more than what the average is going for the dry van. I'm like, you're not doing that in a
Mm.
box truck.
Right.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. It's a
Cause
lot. It's a lot of cap going on out here, and a lot of misleading and things of that nature. But yeah, I hear you. So your truck is parked, huh?
yeah, it's parked right now. Now, and that's how this is how I made that decision. I was like, well, if I'm like so right now I'm close to Houston, so normally I'll go pick up in Houston. I'm like 2 hours away from Houston, not really close, but I'll go pick up in Houston
Uh.
and drive out. Right now on Houston, the highest thing on there is going for like $1.25 a mile for a box truck. It's like terrible. So it makes more sense for like if I wanted to just make something, it makes more sense for me to do Amazon right now because Amazon I go up the road like 70 miles, go and make 375 for, three stops going 80 miles.
Mhm.
So it'll still be like after like we calculate there and back to my house, I'm maybe at like 150,
Right. Right. Right.
like
Right.
150 a mile, which,
Right.
my cost per mile is like $1.20.
Mm.
So looking at the rates and stuff like that, I completely agree. It's like almost you running it for free. With some of the race that they doing, like you better off just really giving the truck back. If you renting, giving the truck back
That's why I've
because
been.
you not making money.
That's why I've
You
been
just
telling
sitting there.
people. That's why I've been telling people, like, stop holding on to these rental trucks and all this hope of this, this peak season. And I'm telling people they're not going to get it. I've been telling them. I mean, you were one of the first people that ever came on one of my lives, so you've been around for a while. So back in August,
Hmm.
but you got other people that's telling them another thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can only do what I can do. And right now, and you own your truck, and you saying it's just parked.
Hmm. Because like what I've noticed, especially for my area,
Mhm.
normally what I would take to get out of my area and go like, up north, well, Midwest really like is north to me because I'm
Right, you in
all the way in the
Louisiana,
south.
right?
But um, normally what I would take up there would be, like a 20 foot, 24 foot, something like that, 7,500, 8,000 pounds. What
Mm,
I've noticed is for my area, the square foot or well not square feet the length is going way down. You're looking
mm.
at 8 6 feet. And I was talking to some of my semi friends. They was like, yeah man, because it's a trickle, everything trickled down to us,
Right, right.
like whatever don't fit on the semi, they
Come
putting
down
that
to the
on the
box
box
now. You
truck.
get
What
the
don't fit on the
overages, right?
boxes, you're getting on the
Cargo
the
van, yep.
sprinters, then the cargo and everything down. So they was like, yo man, I talked to a guy that I got cool with at one of the pilots. He was like, man, I used to, he was like, this time 3 4 months ago, I used to leave 20 30 pallets because I couldn't fit them.
Hmm.
Now I'm looking at 2 3 pallets, like that can't fit. And I'm like, well, that's why I'm only seeing 6 7 feet. And
Hmm.
they don't care about the weight.
Hmm.
Like when you talking to these brokers and stuff, they don't care about the weight. They looking at how many feet it's taking up. And if it's not a full truckload, or they'll try to get you and say like, hey, it's taking up 26 feet, but it's a partial because we expecting a van to get it, but then say it need a lift gate and need all this stuff and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But they're not moving. They're not moving on these rates like talking about. So I, to me, it makes more sense for me for what I do to just park it and focus on my other stuff, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm with you. Like my with the moving industry, we did our moving the season is pretty much done. I'm still getting calls, but I haven't taken a move since maybe 3 weeks, like 3 Fridays ago. I'm done.
Mhm.
I'm done. Like I'm not. I may. I may. I may start back up depending on what employment looks like next year, fresh. But for the most part, like my issue is employment. I'm not going to be playing with these people. But
Hmm.
the
And
reason why,
that's another reason why I kind of started staying home because my other businesses is hard keeping people.
yeah,
You know,
keeping people.
inflation really killing people, and people think it's a game. People think is not real. I'm like, yo, inflation is killing people. Like I'm paying my employees, my top earner making like, and that's not even for the box truck, and that's
Mhm,
for they all she does is work in the office.
mhm.
You know, she's making almost $30 an hour, and she's saying that like
Not
it's getting
enough.
tough for her. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
So,
and I see it because I'm paying for stuff. You know,
mhm,
our light bill has been $1,200.
mhm.
Like, and it's just that they're like, well, it's the cost of fuel and all this other stuff, which you get it. But if people really trying to get into it now, I'd be like, wait.
I think I think if you have the capital and you have the capital and you have the education to enter correctly, I think maybe within the next 30 to 60 days a person can enter at a very minimal cost as far as equipment because they'll be able to pick up cheap equipment because there's going to be a whole tsunami of people that are going to come about this thing. And they have cash flow. They have cash flow. I think they'll be able to survive. I think Q1 is going to be rough. I can't really speak for Q2 yet. I need to see how things go after the Christmas. See how Q1 goes. See what Biden's talking about. See if Putin makes a move. Things
Hmm.
of that nature, and then I'll start forecasting for Q2. But I think if we're going to start seeing any light at the tunnel as far as good things, it's not going to be in Q1. At the earliest, it's going to be is Q2, and I'm not really saying that, but I'm calling Q1 now. Cancel it. Cancel Christmas. It's going to be worse than what people going through now.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
telling
been
you that
telling my
now.
friends the same thing. Like I got some friends that's asking like, "Yo, man, I seen like how you doing with it?" Because they'll see like I show them like I which to me like again last like 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. I've my truck's been parked, but
Hmm.
before that, I was getting anywhere from I'd say a slow week was about 4,500
Hmm.
for that week, and then my best week I did 9K,
Mm.
and that was but
When was that best week? What was the
that
time?
best week
Mhm.
it was gonna be it was really gonna be like six, but I had one of the lows I took was double brokered,
Mm.
and I contacted it was with Landstar. I
Mhm.
contacted Landstar and was like, "Hey, I think y'all got a load that's double brokered over here." Like, cause this guy is calling me and now he's telling me different things. And so they looked up the PO number and sure enough, it was really originally brokered through them. They were gonna pay me 2,200 for the no. The when I picked up the load, it was going like 700 miles.
Mhm.
It was 11 stops.
Mm.
So it was a lot of stops, and I was just trying to make it back to Louisiana.
Mhm.
Um, and they were gonna pay me 1850.
Mhm.
The I forgot the name of the like the double broker.
Mhm.
I picked up. I went to the first stop, and they were saying like, "Oh man, you're not the." They told me basically I wasn't the carrier that was showing up for them,
Right.
and I was like, "Huh." And I was like, they was like, Landstar sent you. I was like, oh. So I called Landstar, and they was like, nah, man, we paying 3 grand for this.
Hmm.
And I was just like, what? They
Hmm.
was like, yeah, man, we paying 3 grand for this load. So, of course, they called me back and was like, well, another person called me back was like, hey, you think you could do it for 22? And I was like, well, no, I already talked to somebody that said that paying 3 grand, I want the full three.
Right.
I already got this on my truck.
Right.
So that's what ended up bumping me up,
Okay.
for that week because instead of making like 1,800, I ended up making 3 grand, and I was already at like close to five. I was.
Okay.
So
Well, when was that? When was that?
that was, let me see, that was in, it was in October.
Okay.
October
Not long ago then.
October 14th.
Not long ago. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
October 14th. So it wasn't that far ago, but that was furniture stuff.
Mm.
So and apparently they have that load a lot. It's coming out of Alabama
Mm-hmm.
and it goes to Mississippi and then finishes up in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
But you're
Furniture.
taking a
So
lot
going
of
to
back
so
words and
retail furniture going to different furniture distributors.
right,
Okay.
right. It was a furniture manufacturer that was shipping to like affordable furnitures
Mm-hmm.
and what was the other one? And I think the other two was like mom and pop furniture places.
Okay.
But
Okay.
most of them was like it was like nine of them on there was affordable furniture, like
Okay.
the rent to own places and stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Okay.
which just talking to them, I know a guy that owns. Well, I don't know if he owns it, but maybe it's just his franchise or whatever. But that does some rent to own furniture out here, and he's saying like a lot of people are still going in and putting stuff on layaway, putting stuff on stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
the furniture side looks like it's doing okay right now.
I've been telling people. They asked me the other day, was Final Mile still doing good? I said, yeah, Final Mile is still rolling, but but good you said that. But that kind of alludes to what I'm saying. Final Mile is still doing okay, but a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people don't want to move furniture.
Yeah.
So, but people buying appliances, warranties are going out. Furniture is still doing okay for the most part. It's just that general merchandise stuff that people were hoping for this peak season. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. So,
Hmm.
but man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm finna get back to these questions, man. I'm glad you were one of the first people that came on back in, man. That might have been July or August or something when I first started going live. I remember you
Hmm.
down in Louisiana, but man, I'm glad business is you still here. I'm glad you're at a point where you are comfortable enough that you can park your truck. That's where you want to get to, where you can park your truck and
Hmm.
say the hell with it. And then when things turn around, you can hop back in that thing and do what
Yeah.
you need to do.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't know if
point.
you
That's where you want
into
to get to.
real estate and stuff, but that's really what I'm like. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing. And right now, they have a lot of properties going up for sale.
Yeah,
A lot of foreclosures.
I was talked about that a few months
Uh,
ago.
and I
Mhm,
just recently got a list because I'm connected with the parish.
mhm,
I recently got a list of some of the tax liens that's coming up,
mhm.
and those have been pretty good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of the time, well, what I found is the ones that's out here, a
Mhm,
lot of those people didn't died already,
mm,
and they just sitting, didn't have no family, didn't have nothing, and they just sit, never paid taxes, and then the state take it over, and you
mhm.
get a house for 4 or 5 thousand that's worth maybe 40.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. We're gonna see a lot more of that. I think in the next coming year. I believe the next coming year. I believe. I don't think. I don't want to speak too prematurely, but I think it's gonna be a lot more foreclosures coming up. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm finna get back to these questions. I
All
got a
right,
bunch
thank
of
you, man.
questions,
Have a
people.
good one.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for checking in, though. There you go. There goes somebody say he parked his truck, guys. So, that just, I'm actually glad he came on to I know I don't drop the link as much as I used to drop to invite people on, like when I was first started streaming, maybe 4 months ago or something, because I'd be doing my presentations and I'd be talking. But I'm glad, people got to hear that from a person who is in a position where he could park his truck. Because I know I be telling people that that's the position you want to be in, so it's not cap. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the position you want to get yourself into. But when the going is good, you have to do what you need to do so that when things get tough, you ain't got to be sitting up here robbing Peter to pay Paul and breaking your neck for kibbles and bits just to keep things going. So I appreciate him for coming on. All right, so I think I answered this question. I told you I'd get the van. Now is the best time to start. If you know, Mark got Guy is on point. Waiting on his new business model in April. I see things too. Yeah, man. So I got some new things cooking. For me, I'm repurposing some of my trucks. I know how to maneuver out here. I look at trends. I look at everything. Like, you got a box truck, it doesn't have to run spot market freight. It doesn't have to move and deliver furniture. There's plenty of things a box truck can do. And when I see trends and I got some jalopy, some dinosaurs laying around that's not working, I'm going to put them to work in another realm that's going to make money. All right. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is. Bro, what is curbside final? I missed that. Can you link a video about that? It was actually uh I did a video maybe about a week or two ago. Curbside final mile. The title of the video was why curbside final mile may be better than Amazon relay and middle mile right now at this particular moment. So look over my videos for maybe the past week or two, and you should find it. I'm in Central Valley, California. Do you know of this place? Tell me, California, good or bad for box trucking? I think California is for final mile, yeah. For final mile, yeah, because of the population, and the amount of money that's circulated out there. Now, a lot of people that live out in California that think they get in the box truck, and their biggest mistake is, a lot of people down in Florida too, their biggest mistake is, well, we got the ports out here. Listen, the ports are not for box truck, they're for semi trucks. So final mile, yes, there is a lot of outbound freight out of California, but a lot of that outbound freight, I'm being honest with you, is going to the rails. Because they're picking up at the port and they're taking to the rails. So as far as a box truck, I'm gonna tell you final mile. I can't really speak to spot market middle mile in a box truck because, like I said, a lot of that stuff is container work. The reason why the outbound is so high out of California is because of shipping containers, and those containers are mostly going to the rails, running intermodal. Do you think a box truck with a ramp but no lift gate could work for middle mile? Dispatcher says it's possible to make 5K to 7K. Said with no lift gate, then 1,500 less is possible. I think your dispatcher is they're not misleading you. It's possible, but what's going to happen when you get a load that's got to come off your truck and you're going to need your lift gate? Not everywhere has a dock. God forbid, what happens if your truck breaks down? And you're in the middle of the road and you need to get that freight switched to another truck. There's no lift gate and those pallets on there. There's a few different scenarios where, me personally, if I'm running middle mile in a box truck, I gotta have a lift gate. I mean, you're gonna get away with it until you're not. So basically what I'm saying is eventually you're going to run into a situation running that lane where you're going to need a gate. All right. I personally wouldn't do it, but it's up to you. It's hard to not believe a person that's been in the game so long. It's hard to not believe a person that's been in the game so long, Mark. If you're saying it's hard to not believe a person, I guess that's an ode to me. So yeah, I appreciate it. But a lot of people listen to people that haven't been in the game that long. And this is where they're messing up at. And the only thing I have, and I don't got it's like I always say, people, shout out to everybody. It is what it is, but everybody has a duty, an ethical duty to be transparent with whoever is coming to you for advice, or whoever is watching your channel, or whoever is hiring you for consultation or coaching or mentorship. You have to be transparent and be like, yo, this is my tenure in the game. This is my tenure, so that person has a chance to decide if they want to invest in your knowledge base based on the amount of time that you've been in the game. Like, and it's like I was saying earlier when it was 10 people in here before the room built up. Like, people are investing their money. Box trucking channels aren't entertainment channels. They're educational channels. People watch box trucking videos because they want to learn something. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be, as a content creator, you have to be conscientious of the information that you put out. You can't be misleading. You have to make sure that the information you have is accurate. You like, you know, and because somebody out of all those people, one person might take that information, and that information may not be right, and go and they're investing their money in bad information. So I don't have those issues. You know what I'm saying? Because I give solid, valid information. I don't mislead people. I don't give people fake information, false information. And I know I'm more advanced than a lot of these guys. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if people want to continue to invest their money in people, and these people are telling them, you know what I'm saying, yo, I've only been doing this. Hey, I started my logistics company in 2021 and I made $1 million in a box truck, renting box trucks for Amazon Relay. Let me show you how I did it. And people go run and give them their money, and then they get upset. But the man clearly said, I've been doing this since 2021. So how can you get mad at him? You know, I don't understand it, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Big facts. Rentals in Minnesota 1,000 plus and up to 35 cents a mile. Stay away from them. You're not gonna make no money with that. It's too high. What about here in Georgia? What about Georgia? Yeah, be more. Let me know. Let me know. What about Georgia? A little bit more specific. Miss Melrose Pitt. Oh, that's just a subscriber. He just jumped on to share his experiences in box trucking. I am in Louisiana as well on I-10. I just can't see how people are making anything with the total miles they have to be losing. I think if you run a middle mile, if you're pushing about 3,000 miles, you got to be pushing about 3,000 miles a week to see some money. You got to be. 1,000 up per week is too much for rental, in my opinion, especially if you have mileage caps on top of it. Yeah, 1,000 up, 35 cents a mile is too much. You're not going to make any money. You're not going to make any money. If I were you, I'd stay away from that rental. And a lot of you guys that are running these expensive rentals now, you need to get up out them things. You need to get up out them things. I think she's talking about the California. I've been looking at buying a used lift gate. I think that's a good idea. There's plenty of companies out here that refurbish them or snatch them off total trucks and clean them up and refurbish them and then sell them and actually do the installation as well. Mostly $2 plus a mile, just not many miles. Yeah, yeah. And see, that goes back to experience. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to experience. You just thinking about, and that's why, you know, that's why experience plays a big part. See, you're just thinking about Dr. Dr. Well, I won't run, you know, a load that's going to require a lift gate. But you never know when you're running a middle mile when you might, if you break down, you're going to need, they're going to send a truck, they're going to charge you, but they're going to send another truck out to wherever you're at. They don't care about your truck being broke down and you being on the side of the road. They're going to send another owner operator out there to wherever you're at, and you're going to have to unload that truck to that truck, and then they're gonna send that truck to go finish that route, and then they're gonna charge you for it too. But the point I'm trying to make is it's gonna have to get unloaded, and if you don't have a lift gate, then you're gonna have to unload that thing by hand. It means you got to unstack it. But if you got something on a truck that you can't move or you can't lift, let's say like a Sub-Zero or like a True Cooler or something like that, man, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. And then you gonna have some things you're not gonna be able to lift, even if you had a lift gate, let's say like a true cooler, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? But if it's something that you can use your lift gate to get up off that thing and you ain't got no lift gate, then easy talking shit. What's going on? The one would be up and running first quarter of the year. Then you talking about Amazon. I'm thinking about getting a truck with no lift gate just until I can find one that does have it. Man, if you're running that middle mile, man, I would seriously get a truck with a lift gate. My husband told me that he has friends that got box trucks because they seen on TikTok that you make passive income with a box truck by putting a driver in it. These people have no clue. Yeah, tell them good luck finding a driver. You know, that's just like these TikTok guys and some of these YouTube guys and a lot of these Instagram guys, not too much the YouTube guys, these Instagram guys and these TikTok guys. These guys are funny to me. These guys are real funny to me. These guys are sending people off the deep end with no life jacket. And that's no cap. I've seen where if you got to spend some bread, I've seen a place, I think it's Maxon. I've seen them cut. They've did some alterations to install lift gates. So I guess it might depend on the truck, but I've seen some trucks. I think I saw Maxon do some alterations to install a lift gate. Putting driving a box truck adds to the cost per mile. Remember, the wealth is created in the margins. It has to make sense business-wise before you do it. $2,500 a month. That's about what, that's about $625 a week, 18 cents a mile. I think that's fair for this time. I ain't gonna lie. I usually tell people try not to go over 650, and I say as long as you're in the teens for the miles, you're okay. You're gonna have to work though. Like I was saying, I don't know when you came in, spot market rates are down about 40%. So you're gonna have to work. Like this ain't gonna be nothing where you're gonna be able to stay close to home and do all that. You're gonna have to put in some work. So if your truck breaks down and you have no lift gate, could the other truck back up to your truck's door? Like, yeah, but it's still gonna be a gap. So it's still not gonna be you back 226 footers up. It's still gonna be a gap. You're not gonna be able to just roll the pallet jack over. There's still gonna be some small gap. The bumpers are gonna touch, and depending on the make and model of the truck, they may not touch, but they're gonna be close. And then you're gonna have that gap from the edge of the truck and the edge of the truck there. The bumpers are gonna be touching, and that pallet jack is not gonna be able to jump that. So you're still gonna have to do some manual unloading. You're gonna have to, and if that's something that you can manually unload, you're gonna have to unstack some pallets, restack some pallets, which is gonna take time depending on what you're loading. And that's if whatever's on there is you're able to manually move by hand. And then another determining factor is if the other party wants to help you or not. They might not want to help you. They might not want. They might like that's your truck and that's your problem. I ain't out here to do all this manual labor. You see what I'm saying? So, that's something to think about. When you run a middle mile, and I know, that's why I said that, because I don't want you to just get out here and because they'll tell you anything. But my experiences tell you what happens if the truck break down. You see what I'm saying? Personal experience gonna think about that. What happened if the truck break down? You know why I know that? Because I've seen it happen. Probably damn done happen to me. It never happened to me. None of my trucks never broke down with by the grace of God with furniture or with a load on it. But I've had I had a blowout. I had a tire blowout before. Nothing where I've had to unload a truck. But if something like that happens, that truck gonna have to come off. They're gonna send a truck out to wherever you at. They're gonna send a truck out to get that stuff, whether it's still sitting on the road or where if it's already been towed to a shop. They're gonna send a truck out. They're gonna want that stuff up off of there. They're gonna charge you for it too. It's not that I don't want a truck with a lift gate. It's just there are many left at a low rate. That's why I was thinking just switch to a truck with a lift gate. I think what you should do is be patient, exercise some patience. I think in another month or two, you're going to be able to steal a truck from somebody. Listen to what I'm telling you. Look at me. If you wait about 30, 45, 60 days, there's going to be some guy on OfferUp selling his truck so low, you're going to feel bad for him. You're going to literally think you robbed this guy. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you now. Come into December, January, you're going to find trucks so low. Talking about from independent people now. See, Penske and them, they got a little bread. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Penske and them going down on their rates. I haven't gotten into this yet, but their earning reports came out for Q3 2 weeks ago. I was going to talk about them, but see, stuff like that going to go over people here. People don't want to talk about that stuff because everybody trying to figure out what's going on. Penske and them, they had record quarters. You know why? Because they're charging 4 times what they normally charge. So their numbers are going to consistently be higher than LY. Their numbers are going to be higher than LY for the last 2 years because they're charging quadruple of what they normally charge, right? So what I'm saying is they have the capital where they're going to lower their trucks down due to the demand not being high, right? But they ain't got to go all the way down. They can hold off a little bit because they making money still because there's a lot of people out there keeping them in business. But there's going to be guys that are banking on this peak season that are already failing, that are already behind, that are thinking and praying and wishing and on their knees and praying and all this stuff. There is going to be this peak season like last year or a peak season period where they're just going to make a ton of money and they're going to be able to recoup all their losses, pay off, catch up and stuff, and keep it ticking. Those are the guys that are going to even get further into debt in the next 30 to 45 days. And those are the guys that are going to have to make a choice. Do they want to keep their lights on or not? Those are the guys you want to buy the trucks from because they're going to be for the low dough. And that's when you go buy your truck. I'm telling you, just be cool. Be cool. Just listen to your boy. Your boy been right. Your boy been right already. How many times? Your boy been right. Just chill out for a second. Be cool. Be cool. Don't rush. Don't rush. This finna be a great buying time. Your subby spoke very well. Yeah. He's a intelligent brother. And you can tell. You can tell by how he speaks, very articulate. He knows what he's talking about. Love to see it. Love to see other intelligent brothers. What's a good number on rentals and per mile rate? And you say in the Midwest right now is to make money. The Midwest is just where the freight is going to be at. Rental, I say it all the time. I wouldn't go over 650. Me personally. And as long as the mileage is in the teens. I haven't rented a truck in some years. I haven't had a reason to, but the rates that I was getting, probably never see those rates again. So me thinking with inflation, as far as time inflation, not inflation due to the pandemic, just as time things get higher, you know what I'm saying? Just normal inflation, not pandemic inflation, things of that nature. I think 650 and anything in the teens, anywhere from 10 to 19 cent, I think is fine. I wonder if having a board on hand for might be a workaround to having no lift gate. Yo, listen to me. The trucks with no lift gate, 26-foot trucks that you want to buy with no lift gate for maybe moving. If you're running middle mile, get you a lift gate. Take my word on it. Trust me. Even with moving, you need a lift gate. But I'm going to run a truck with no lift gate for moving than I would for middle mile. You always want to be safe than sorry. And forget the breakdown. You never know what might happen. Listen, there's times when my forklift breaks. All right. I've had times when my forklift just broke. I don't know when it's going to break. I only got one forklift. you got 4 or 5 trucks coming in a day. If it breaks on the first truck in the morning, that's a bad, because then let's say you get to let's say they got you going somewhere, but you thinking it's a dock, but it's really not a dock. Let's say uh you gotta do uh I'm trying to think of a good scenario other than your truck breaking down. The scenario I was trying to give you at first was a scenario like for me, if my forklift, but I'm trying to think of a good scenario. I'll come back to it, man. Just get you a lift gate. Trust me on this one. You need a lift gate. Don't try to go the cheap route. Listen, don't try to go the cheap route. All right. Trust me, you're gonna need a lift gate. I plan to only rent for a couple of months. Then hopefully the prices of these box trucks come down. Companies are charging crazy amounts. I've seen some cheap box trucks out there now, but I guarantee in another 30 to 60 days, you're gonna see them even cheaper. I would be looking seriously next month, January, start looking at some independent owner operator trucks on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. Where brokers charge if your truck breaks down, and if they're sending another truck out to get it, that's on the person who the truck. Once you take freight, you're responsible for it wholeheartedly. So somebody has to come out there. They got to get paid for that. The shit rolls downhill. So if you break down, yeah, they're gonna charge somebody. I've sent trucks to go recover freight. And you think I sent the truck for free? You think I felt bad for whoever we recovered the freight from? No, I charged whoever the company was to go send somebody out there to go get that freight, to run final mile or whatever, to whatever. Companies running final mile and their truck breaks down. Hey, Mark, you got another truck that's done earlier, another truck. Or man, can these guys, when they finish, can they go do this IC broke down and we need to recover this stuff, got to get dropped off. 2 of those stops got to get dropped off. The customer is really pitching the fit. The other stuff, can you bring back to your warehouse and route them tomorrow? Yeah, I'm gonna charge you. That's not my problem. That contractor's truck, bro. I feel for him, but this is still business. It goes back to what I was talking about. Like, you got to be shrewd. I don't get emotional and moist and soft in my heart because somebody else's truck broke down. Because guess what? If my truck broke down, you think they're gonna feel that same way for me? No. Where the truck at? Oh man, it's out in Itasca. So I gotta send my truck 40 miles, a crew 40 miles to go out there and unload their truck in the middle of the road on the side of the highway, which is dangerous. And you think I'm not going to charge them? Oh, you best believe I'm going to charge them. And not only I'm going to charge them, I'm going to tax them because it's dangerous. It's dangerous. They're on Exciting Expressway, so my guy has to pull over to the shoulder. Hopefully, it's enough room where they can turn the truck around and back up. And then once they do the load, he has to turn around in traffic going in the opposite direction. It's too dangerous. I got to charge you for that. Yeah, I'm gonna charge you. They're gonna charge, so I'm gonna charge. Yeah. Y'all going right. Someone offered me 47 and a half thousand for my truck. I'm thinking about letting it go and getting started in brokerage. Good luck on that. Wait, someone's offering me 47 for my truck. I'm debating whether or not I should let it go and start a brokerage versus letting it sit. You could do both. You could let it sit and start the brokerage. But it's up to you. If the capital is what you desire at the moment and you have no intentions on jumping back in, I believe it would be raining 26 footers with lift gates for average rates less than 30. I believe it's going to be a lot of trucks. For those that came in the room late, I gave the statistics in the last 5 weeks. Over 10,000 authorities have went into deactivation. Over 10,000. So that means over 10,000 people in the last 5 weeks have went out of business. All right, and it's going to continue to go in that trend. Yeah, Penske, man. Yeah. A lot of people renting these trucks, man, and a lot of people can't figure it out is because It's not. They can't. They not look. They looking at the wrong thing. They should be looking at themselves. I keep telling people to look at your expenses. Like, listen, if your expenses are high, very high, there's nowhere you're gonna make money. Not in this market. If you're spending a lot of money on an exorbitant rental, you're not gonna make it. But people are telling them that they are. So this is why they believe it. I'm just the pessimistic person who's always right. It ain't about being pessimistic. It ain't about being optimistic. It's about being facts. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is when it comes to business. It is what it is. So it may seem like I'm coming from a pessimistic approach when I talk about a lot of stuff, and then I hear a lot of people talking about we gotta think positive and all this, that, and the third, and all that's fine and all that. But guess what? It still is what it is. You can think positive, but it is what it is. This is business. We're in a time where things aren't going well. So you have to properly prepare and know how to maneuver and go through these things. I'm not going to sit up here and tell people, all right, we're going to think positive. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to create a plan and say, yo, you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, so you can't run a pallet jack over a ramp, can you? It's just too narrow. Hey, man, give up. Give up. Get a lift gate, man. Make your life easier, because you're going to run into a situation where you're going to need one running that lane. All right? Just get a lift gate. Get a lift gate. I'm just thinking about how I'm supposed to make money over the next 2 months. I don't expect rates to be worth doing in January and February. Sounds like you suggest car. What are you doing now, Jim? You run Amazon, don't you? Don't you run Amazon? Are you Amazon? You run Amazon? You gotta go to gig apps and other companies. Mark gave us a solid. Yes, you can't limit yourself to one thing. And I've been saying it all the time. You got people that have negated that. Well, you got to put all your eggs. I've been saying don't put all your eggs in one basket. Everything that I've been telling you, that everybody else has been telling you, negating, has come to fruition. Everything that I've told you guys has all fallen into place. All of it. This Amazon that people speak so highly of just lost $1 trillion. They're telling you, yo, it's messed up around these parts. Volume is just horrible. We losing money. We losing $5 billion on Alexa. We losing money here. We losing money there. We trying not to. We finna lay some people off. We trying to save as many people as we can. We gonna move some people from this department. We gonna try to send them over to that department. They told you, yo, peak season is a wrap. They said it out their mouth. They said it after me, but they being honest with you now. They just said it. They got their freight already. The freight that people are looking for is already there. They've been had it. They had it all year. They had it all year because they ordered so much freight when the supply chain was messed up that when they finally started getting it, they got an overabundance of stuff. And by the time they got it, consumer buying behavior had changed. People stopped buying by that point. So they're still sitting on all that shit. They didn't have to order nothing for peak season. And not only that, people ain't buying. So it's like a double whammy, double negative. So, like, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I am signed up with Amazon. I was going to do Amazon, but I do not have a truck yet. Oh, well, then you in the right place, man. Just, keep watching and keep learning, man. You're doing the right thing right now. Keep stacking your bread. Keep stacking your bread, man. Right now, it's ugly, man. It's ugly right now, man. You can get in right now. If you get in right now, you can get in if you know what you're doing and you got the right people guiding you and coaching you. But I'm going to be honest with you right now. It's so critical that you might want to hold off another month or two and see, you probably going to be able to save another $15,000, $20,000 on a truck. If you're looking to get in to kill them on this peak season, if this is your sole reason and your desire to get in right now, then I'm telling you, there's no reason. Last year was over with. You're not going to see that. Remember who told you first? Marky Mark told you first. Marky Mark told you first. You feel what I'm saying? I said it. Okay, forget about it. What the Italians say, forget about it. It's over with. It's a wrap. Forget peak season. Get that out the way. Get that out your head. We already in next year. We thinking ahead over here. We dealt with peak season. Go look back in my catalog video. I told you what peak season was gonna be August 29th. That's when I put the peak season. I said it ain't gonna be what you think. All right. So what you need to do, I'm trying to get you to think about January when all these guys are going to be selling their trucks for the low. That's what you need to be thinking about. Ain't no reason to jump in right now because that bread that everybody saw last year, you're not going to see those types of dollars. You're not going to make a killing. It's not worth it right now. You just be doing it just to be doing it. So just wait, take this time to learn more, and instead of thinking you're going to get in to run something up that ain't going to be there to run up, you can take this time, wait, and save more money and jump in January when it's really slow and really bad, and make a killing on savings. Make a killing on savings so that when you do start running, your expenses will be low. You want to get your expenses down. So no matter whether the economy is good or it's bad, if it's good, it's good. Like I always say, if it's good, it's good. No worries, right? If it's bad, but it's still good if your expenses are low, right? You want to have that luxury, like the young man earlier was saying, like how I be saying, you want to have that luxury that if the situation gets bad and it gets ugly, you can park your trucks. And when it's good, you take that time and to invest into other things and bank that money and put it up so that you don't have to be fretting and stressing when things get bad. How are you signed up for Amazon with no truck? I don't know. It's a good question, JM. How you sign up for Amazon with no truck? I didn't even catch that when you put it. I read it, but I didn't catch it. All right, so yeah, so to everybody came in. Let me see. It's a lag right here. What about the people with new authority? Brokers don't even want to call you unless you've been on the road 90 days, right? So where do you go? Where you go from here? The best advice for you, you need to find a dispatcher who has relationships with brokers who are willing to work with people who are under 90 days. That's my best suggestion to you. Or if you haven't signed up with Amazon Relay, they'll accept you and they'll let you roll. So you might want to look into them. So those are my two options for that. Yeah, but my plan was to start with a rental, maybe buy a truck in January, even with low rate. So if you're gonna, so basically you want to start now, take the rental, make some money in the next 2 months with the rental, and then buy a truck in January, even with low rates. It may be better than the work I used to do. I think. Listen, you're not going to get a truck right now at a good rental rate, and I'm telling you, the spot market rates are down 40%. Yeah, Q earlier said, "Yo, excuse me." He told you about the rates. His truck is parked. You got the young man up above said in his market they're offering $2 a mile for Amazon. So really you can cut that in half. That's $1 a mile. All right. So you're renting a truck. Look at your cost. Look at your cost. You're not going to have the luxury to your costs are going to they're going to consume you. It's going to be hard for you to find a rental with a fair rate right now. I think you should just. All I remember is submitting my insurance info, and I think there might have been a box truck VIN on it. Can't remember for. Well, if you submitted your insurance info with no truck, that means you had to take a VIN off of another truck to submit it. But I mean, it's up to you, man. It's always up to you. I'm just giving you what my advice since you asked. But it's up to you. You can get a rental truck right now and try to run this next month and a half. I don't know what what you expecting to make, but it's always up to you. It's always up to you. All right, so I think my rant is over with. I've got my bullet points here. I talked about what people should run. I think I talked about the spot market rates. I talked about people's equipment purchases, interest rates, fuel, Insurance lines steady rising. What else? I talked about deactivations. The rate of deactivations steady rising. Over 10,000 deactivations of operating authorities in the past 5 weeks, and steady climbing. And I gave my spiel on uh the wishing and the hoping and letting time pass you by. So any more questions? Don't let these time pass you by. Try to figure something out now. Try to figure something out now. I've been trolling some of your favorite box truckers, your favorite box truck YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? I'm on their ass. I'm on their ass. I'm trying to find this peak season y'all laughed at me about, and this, that, and the third. Somebody let me know. 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 Where is it at? Where is it at? I'm looking for him. I'm gonna help y'all look for it. I know the boy ain't coming home though. I know the boy ain't coming home. I know the boy ain't coming home. I know the boy ain't coming home. So, Mark, if we just got started and paid insurance for 2 months, but don't have it for the third month, with the authority being active start over, the authority gonna go inactive. As soon as you don't pay the insurance is gonna send notifications within 24 hours to FMCSA that your insurance has lapsed, and they're gonna immediately take you out of service. They're gonna immediately turn your authority from active to inactive. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be that quick. Boop. Because by law they have to notify them ASAP. Well, if I can get a truck for 564 a week and do 3,000 plus miles per week, then the idea would be to make at least more than my old job. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Yeah, if you can do 3,000 miles, you want to hit the road. Yeah, I mean, the spot market is down 40%, but as long as you average about them 3,000 miles, you should see okay. Where are you at? Where are you located? Where are you located? What market are you located? Hey, Mark, even with running OTR 3K, if the rate sucks and the expenses are crazy, I'm not seeing how it's worth it. Got to park the truck. If you own your truck, right? You own your truck, right? Derek, just say you start time on Friday. Does it automatically reset on Monday or resets after 70 hours? So you got to do your 36-hour reset. All right. So when you get to that set, you got to reset for 36. Talk about Freightliner. Talk about Freightliner electric truck M2. I meant 34. I'm sorry. Talk about Freightliner electric truck. I was actually working on something for the Freightliner, the electric truck, but then I stopped like a month ago. I'm probably gonna put it up right now. The reason why I didn't drop it is because like a lot of the like that, I don't want to call it frivolous content. A lot of that content that is not how can I say it? This is not helping nobody for the moment. If you notice, the content that I'm really driving home right now is really trying to turn people's stuff around, how other people can supplement their income with other little things and things of that nature. But I actually was working on a video for that, and I just stopped, man, because people need help like elsewhere. But I'll drop it. I'll drop it. My plan was to just drive 8 hours a day to not have to worry about it. You're gonna have to do a reset. You're gonna have to do a 34-hour reset. Going to the Midwest doesn't bother me. Okay, so you're in Charlotte, North Carolina. So come up to the Midwest, get some freight. All right. And then it's a certain corridor you can run where you should be able to get some freight here. Like I know people that run here and they run to Texas and Texas and back. Texas is another state for good outbound freight. All right. So if you want to play it safe, you can run from up here to Texas, Texas and back. From here to Texas, Texas and back. I know people that run that 2-3 times a week. All right. And you can play it safe that way if that's what you want. But it's not being, yeah, it don't bother you, but apparently it bothers a lot of people. A lot of people don't like coming up here. Kirk was talking about it on his channel the other day. He was like, man, I don't know why I keep telling you guys got to start in Chicago. I don't know. He said, Mark, why is everybody scared of Chicago? You know everybody's scared of Chicago, but if you coming up here in a box truck and you minding your business and you going to a dock and you getting up out of here minding your business, then you straight. Now, if that's why people don't want to come up here now, if you're scared of the weather, then that's just a part of the game. That's just a part of the game. You're going to have to, I said it the other night, get you some boots, get you some socks, get you a winter coat. You know what I'm saying? Get you some long johns, some thermal underwear, and come on up here and slow down. Slow down. You can't drive fast up here. You got to slow down. Come up here and get you some freight. Everybody, I don't know. Like he asked me, I don't know why people scared you coming up here to get some freight. You ain't got nothing to worry about. It ain't like you going to O Block. You ain't going to O Block or none of them places. You probably going to be most part on the outskirts of Chicago. You may not have now. I don't know. You might catch one of them runs. Might be in some warehouses in the middle of the hood. Now, I ain't finna hold you like it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like the west side is very industrial. Has some industrial sides along 290. I'm trying to think on the south side. There's, but see, you wouldn't be going. That's a freight yard right by O Block, but y'all in box trucks. So yeah, man, you'll be all right. Y'all be all right. For everybody that want to come to Chicago, you want to make some money, come up here. He asked me, I'm like, man, I don't know why people scared to come up here if they in a box truck. Yes, own free and clear, but the cost of living on the road and fuel stuff is constantly going up personally and business wise. Man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I got trucks parked too, brother. You know what I'm saying? I got trucks parked too, man. So having to be able to park your trucks, I think is if you can do that, comfortably do that, then that shows that you've been doing something right. But you have to make the best decision for you. So if that's the best decision for you, then making a hard decision like that shows good character in business. Shows good character in business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation is going to be different. So if you feel like that's what you need to do and you ran your numbers and ultimately that's going to bring your stress level down, you don't want to never run until you just out here bad. I've been in that situation. I ran and ran and ran until I got out here bad. And you don't want to do that. So, I had that situation in 2017. I ran into some issues and I spent 2018 recouping. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm stealing from one company to cover the cost of another company. I'm stealing from the moving company. Moving company always been problem. I've never had issues as far as the economy with moving. Even in the worst economies, moving is going to always be the best time. Unfortunately, when people are messed up, they move. They got to downsize. They lose their cribs, things of that nature. But I'm taking from the sustainability of this business, covering the trucking company. And then I had to pay all that money back the following year. When I was able to get something that was stable and it was a big contract for the warehouse that was coming to me middle mile. When it was middle mile to me, to my warehouse, and then we were running the final mile, I had to spend 2018 paying that company back. So but if I wouldn't have landed that in 2018, I was done. Hey Jam, I thought you was already rolling a reefer. Nope, not me. I never said anything about a reefer. Mm. Uh, what about Texas to Cali and back? I'm in Louisiana where freight isn't good. I can find something to Texas, then head out to Cali. Why don't you just come up to Chicago and pick something up in Chicago and run this corridor from Chicago, Illinois to Texas and back? Illinois to Texas and back. The thing with Cali is, it's like I said earlier, a lot of that outbound freight that people see on the board, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. A lot of that is coming from the ports that's going to the rail. That's why you see a lot of that. So that's going to be trailer work. All right, 53-foot work. I think because you're in Louisiana, you can even go to Texas and run up here and then run back and forth, run this corridor, because Texas has got a lot of outbound freight as well. You know what I'm saying? I think that may be a better option for you being in Louisiana than going all the way to California. How you asked Kirk? I know I saw you on Kirk's channel. I'm pretty sure you asked him. What did he say? I think running this corridor would be better for you since you're in Louisiana. You don't got to go way west. That's me personally. That's what I would do. Oh yeah, me trolling some of your favorite YouTubers. I know some of them in here. I dropped the link, man. I know they in here. A few of them. I know your boy down in Atlanta in here. I know he in here because he was in here the other night. He ran off with my. I said something Tuesday night, and the next morning he posted it like he made that up. Man, he ain't talking that slick stuff like we talking up here. He took that and then ran with the sauce, man. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna start putting my stuff on private, Joe. Straight up and down. I'm gonna start putting my stuff in private because they don't even talk like that down there. They don't even talk like that. So I know he watching. Shout out to you. I know you watching. And these box trucks, some of these box trucks guys is characters, man. I can't wait to run into some of these guys, man. I can't wait. Well, the Midwest in general doesn't bother me, but places like Chicago and New York. Hey, man, you in a box truck. Oh, you said because of the viaducts. I thought you said because of the violence. All right, never mind. You guys got to pay attention. That's all. You got to pay attention. You just got to pay attention. That's all. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. You'll be cool. Most of the viaducts here, you're going to see a sign. Now, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Not all the time. So sometimes there may not be a sign posted, especially times when you're turning a corner. Some corners have a sign like right turn, viaduct clearance 13-2. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times, more than not, but there are a lot of low viaducts here because we the rail king. You're just gonna have to be very cautious, pay attention, and I think you'll be okay. If you come up, because there are a lot of viaducts here that don't have signs, just approach them slowly, get into that right lane, slow down, look out your window, look up, and just pay attention, especially if you're in a rental truck. Because here's the thing, if you got to back up out, people mean here. They're not going to help you. You're going to have to call the police to block traffic to back you out, and that ain't no cap. Ain't nobody going to help you. They're going to go past you, and they ain't going to care. So you're going to end up having to call the police to cut traffic off. So you need to, pay attention to them signs. Busy Cali ain't it. That's why I was saying, you know what I'm saying? You probably want to run this Texas to Illinois corridor. Yeah, they use the politicians. Trump did it a lot, but I mean, here's the thing: they use the crime for talking points. The crime is here though; it exists. It's crazy here. I mean, some of the things that happen here for crime is just ain't happening nowhere else. Like Like y'all see it makes the world news. Like, man, if they want you here, they're gonna come get you. They shot up Buddy as soon as he got bonded out the county jail. They shot him 64 times in front of the jail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all seen these stories. They didn't wait for him to get home. They caught him coming out when he got bonded out. As soon as he walked out the gates of the jail, they ran up on him with switches and they shot him 64 times right in front of the county jail. It's real like that here. But like what Kurt was saying, like, man, Mark, they don't want to come up to Chicago for no freight. Like, if you're in a box truck, you don't got to worry about stuff like that. You're probably not going to be in none of these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, even like he say, when he comes up, he's on the outskirts. There are some docks in the inner city, but for the most part, man, nobody gonna mess with you and you in a box truck. Just mind your business. That's all. Get in and get out. Don't stop at no funny gas stations or none of that stuff, because then people will prey on you. But y'all, if you're in a box truck, ain't no reason to be really scared. Just come in, get in, and get out. But yeah, the politicians do use Chicago's talking points, and I guess they push the narrative to the rest of the country as this is a spooky. I can see why people think that and why people don't want to come here. It is like a lot of stuff going crazy, but when you live here and you grew up here, you're just numb to it. You know what I'm saying? But some places in America, you don't see crime like that. And then when you see crime, you don't see it to expect, like to run up on somebody in front of the county jail and air them out. Like, that takes a lot of guts. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how cats get out here. It's the snow for me. I'm from the West Coast. Well, that's another thing. In the wintertime, the rates, you're going to really see decent rates here because of the snow. The snow ain't what you got to worry about. It's the black ice. The black ice. And see, some people from Sarnia, they're going, what's that? What's black ice? That's what you got to worry about, the black ice. The snow, as long as you got some good tires, you're going to be gripping that snow. What you got to worry about is once they plow the snow and that temperature drops, that snow that's on the ground, that little thin layer of snow is going to turn to black ice, and you're not going to see it because the roads, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to be flying because you're from Texas or you're from California and y'all speed limits is 70 miles an hour, and you're going to be accustomed to that. You're not going to know our speed limit here on the expressway is 45 miles an hour. And if you don't slow down, what's going to happen? You're going to be driving, and next thing you know, the truck going to turn sideways. You're going to be slamming the brake, and it ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it. It's just going to keep sliding until wherever that stops it, whether it's another car, another truck, a ditch, whatever. Especially getting on and off some of these winding. This is where it really happens, getting on and off these winding entrance or exit ramps, the ones that wind around. What happens is once you start turning that wheel a slight bit, and you catch that black ice when you turn that wheel, that's it. You're going straight down in the ditch. So it's just slowing down. Just slowing down when you up here, slowing down, getting into that right lane, breaking it all the way down. That's it. I know it's easy. I'm making it sound easy. If you ain't used to driving in this type of weather, yeah, it can be. But that's how I feel when I come through the mountains. I'll be scared to death. We don't got no mountains here. I'm on a cliff somewhere looking down as far as the eyes can see with no guardrail. Nah, I don't like that. So how much have you said you can make doing a local contract for places like Staples? Depends. They pay per piece. Depends on the market. They're paying anywhere somewhere between $1.25 to about $2.25 a piece, depending on your market. And that all depends on volume. I had talked to a mentee like a couple weeks ago who's doing Office Depot down in Atlanta, and he said, man, they only getting like 40 pieces, 50 pieces. So he was running around when he was only making $50 a day. So it's just not worth it. Or 20 pieces, I think he said, at $2.25 a piece. So it all depends on the volume. Volume is the deciding factor on those accounts because you're getting paid by the piece. Once you're inactive, then pay insurance, go active. Does that take 90 days? Once you go out to have your broker resubmit the filings, and it should go right back. And that's not going to be the same day. It's probably going to be like a day or two. Once your broker makes the filings, give it about a day or two. All box truck owners should be constantly looking for contract work or dedicated work. Chasing loads is not a suitable box truck concept. Well, that's what a lot of guys are doing. They're working the spot market. And that's why I chose to run Final Mile, because it's dedicated and it's not something I need to worry about. The box truck game has now turned into a hustle. It's turned into a hustle. So, a lot of these guys, they don't understand the business structure of it. So they're treating it like a hustle. And that's why a lot of people are failing. You know what I'm saying? So they're approaching the industry the way that they were taught from people on YouTube that were novice themselves. So flying out to get a truck about the PM budget said you don't have to bring the truck back. 10-4. Well, did you ask budget where you're gonna have to take the truck when it's time to get a PM? Because some of these companies, Penske is making you bring it back to that market. And I think Ryder too. And the reason I know is because I know people that had to bring the trucks back to the market they flew out to pick them up from. And they have direct billing that. Okay. Well, then, yeah, budget is operating a little bit different. And the reason why budget operates a little bit different because their business structure is set up different than Penske. Penske runs like how U-Haul runs. So, if you look at Penske's structure or how they structure their business, they're like LLC'd in like all 50 states. So it's just not one Penske. It's like Penske Automotive of California, Penske Automotive of New Jersey, Penske Automotive of Illinois. And those different LLCs run their own budget, so they want to have the truck. And Penske also, and this is another thing, Penske versus, but Penske has their own service shops, and they have more of them than budget. I don't think budget, and I could be wrong, but I've never seen a budget service shop. I've seen budget rental facilities, but budget doesn't. Penske has their own service facilities. So they're not going to outsource when they got people on the payroll and they got all this stuff to service their own vehicles plus other trucks. So they're going to want the truck back in that marketing group because that marketing group where that bought that truck from that Penske is responsible, and the books that are kept on that truck are because of the LLC from whatever state, and that's how they do it. U-Haul has like the same format. What about them? What about him? What about him? What about him? He looking with his looking ass. Oh yeah, he looking. Hey man, that I almost called him son. He stole my, and that's how I know he be watching. Yeah, man. He got 50, 60,000, so he could take my little sauce, my little sands and stuff, and then go use them. And then people think, man, that's some up north stuff. That's how we talk up here. We don't talk like that down in Georgia. And it just wasn't no coincidence neither. What you think about financing a truck once the prices go down? I think this is cool as long as you get it at a fair rate. I wouldn't spend over $1,000 a month financing a truck, me personally. So I think as long as you get a good truck at a good rate and you got a good finance rate and you got a good note, I think you'll be fine. Me personally, I'm not spending over $1,000 a month. Yeah, if you got good credit, you find a good truck, and you're not like, don't go out and get a truck. Like I know people that are financing trucks in the 2000s a month, 1800, 19, 22, 23. Like it's ridiculous, So I say $1,000 or less. So you already know what price point I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I know what these trucks really cost. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, for a lot of people that are coming in the last year or so, 2 years, you guys weren't, looking at truck costs or buying trucks prior to pandemic and things of that nature. So like when I look at the rates now versus looking at the rates from when I was buying trucks, You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about 2-3 times. I know what the trucks cost. So like anything over $1,000 a month, I would say don't do. So buy a truck where you know it's going to be at $1,000 or less a month. You know, low violence where I never lived in a city where there was low violence. Never. I've been living in the same place all 42 years. It ain't never been no low violence here. Oh, okay, just kidding. Person, I never will ever own a truck again, brand new. See, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. That's why I tell people don't. I had a lady argue me down on a live maybe about 3 months ago. I said, "Don't buy a brand new truck." I gave her a reason why. Well, I'm buying a brand new truck. All right, well, go do your thing. I ain't seen her. She ain't been back. I don't think she been back. She might have been back. I don't know. She ain't said nothing since then. But I told her, oh, I'm getting me a new truck. Well, get you a new truck then. Get you a new truck. Get you a new truck. You know, to me, it just is there any GPS that is reliable for helping you avoid viaducts and bridges that are too low? That's a good question. I have never looked into it. I'm just always conscientious because of where I live and we have low viaducts here that automatically when I come up to a bridge, even though I'm in my personal vehicles, it's just common for me to just look. But that's something I wouldn't know. I've never looked into it. Person, I would never own a truck again unless it's brand new. Yeah, to each his own. To each his own. I've out of all my box trucks, I've only bought two. I only purchased two new trucks. All right. Two new pieces of equipment. Everything else I bought is used. And I say this all the time. One of the new joints was the one that I had the issues with. The old joints, but to each his own. But like the prices now for new, I'm not spending no buck on no new truck. No way. Mm-mm. Ah, oh, gotta put that blickadoo on you. Hey, here you got to. Yeah. So you know what? If I ran middle mile, that's something I probably would consider. So let me rephrase myself. If I ran middle mile where I knew I was going to run up some miles and I just wanted that comfortability, um, I might consider it, but the price would have to be right. But for what I do locally, it just doesn't make sense for me to buy a new truck. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. My real name is I don't post much, but if you try him, any sauce on how to age your authority and still hard to get lows. You gotta, and I have a dispatcher. You gotta find a dispatcher that has relationships. You gotta find a dispatcher that has relationships. If that dispatcher ain't doing nothing for you, go get you another dispatcher. Like I say it all the time. Like, look, you in business, you don't gotta hold no loyalty to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You in it for the dollar. Whoever gonna help you get the dollar, that's who you roll with. Whoever's paying the best, that's who you roll with. You know what I'm saying? So if they're promising you things and they're not fulfilling their promises, then you got to go find somebody that's going to fulfill that promise. It's business. You can't be sitting around waiting around because everybody going to sell you a dream because she's trying to get paid or he or whoever trying to get paid off you. Nah, man, keep it moving. I just looked the other day and it's been 8 months since the box truck YouTuber made a video wondering what they doing. Who's the box truck YouTuber? Since the box, that's the name, box truck YouTuber. Never heard of him. Been it's I just looked at it. It's been 8 months since the box truck YouTuber. Yeah, I never heard of that guy. Budget also said that the truck can be returned to a different location than rented. Okay. Chicago's crime of people they know, not random people. It can happen, but not how they make it. Why is everybody trying to press all the newbies to Amazon with so many boards out here? I know, everybody. Listen, I've been saying Amazon wasn't where it's at. Everything I've said, I was right. Like, but people push Amazon. A lot of people, you know, I think the whole thing with Amazon is people feel, just the name Amazon and being aligned with Amazon. I think people think it's like creme de la creme or something like that, and it's really not. I give a damn if it was called Scamazon. You know what I'm saying? If it's not paying good, you know what I'm saying, then to me, it got to make sense. I just think a lot of people just get caught up in the fact that it's Amazon. Oh man, I'm running with Amazon. I'm running with Amazon, and then people feel, oh man, you with Amazon, dad, for real? Like, man. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think last year, a lot of people are really making that money with Amazon where they thought they was making money. You know what I'm saying? And Amazon markets really well. They got people out here marketing for them for free. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people get sent off. I'm just trying to weigh the options out. Really, that's why I asked. Trucking out the box are scamming people, and they laugh at love of engine. He is a real truck driver. People want to laugh at who they know they can laugh at. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to people to do their own due diligence. I can't. I don't see when I troll people. I don't troll them for what people say scamming. I feel like if you get scammed, then you gotta take that hit. You gotta do your due diligence because man, scamming ain't gonna never stop. So if people feel like they getting scammed, they gotta do their due diligence before they buy into things. You know what I'm saying? If you're on a person's channel and they're selling you something and there's not enough evidence that whatever it is they're selling you, you're gonna get value out of it, then like anybody can sit up here and tell you, I just watch the same people do the same thing every day. Cost per mile, rate per mile. Here, these are the best gas cards. Man, look, Amazon Relay. Amazon Relay sent out an email. Let's talk about it. And all this stuff, like, man, anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Who's really teaching the game? I don't see nobody making calls, making forecasts but me and Kurt and maybe one or two other people. Other people are good for what they good for, and I'm not shitting on nobody. I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you, but a lot of people expose themselves with this peak season thing. I'm telling you, because they laughed at the kid, people asked them, they refuted it, but now everybody's backpedaling now. People not even making box truck videos. They stand away from peak season because they don't want people to remember that they was the one that said that dude over there with the dreads is they don't want people to remember that. They don't want people to remember that. Doing videos telling people peak season coming, y'all. Peak season, everybody get ready for peak season. Get ready for peak season. I mean, but now it's here and ain't nobody talking about it no more. What happened? It's crazy to me, man. That's why I troll people at when they talk about things that they may not have a full understanding about. So as far as the scamming thing, that people got to hold themselves accountable for that. People got to hold themselves accountable for that. I've been talking about the future. I said that in yesterday's video. I said 2021 is over. You need to be talking about the next year. I've been talking about that all week. And how about people that's in the room that's been subscribed? I've been talking about the future all week. I've been talking about the future all week. I was talking about the future earlier, January. I've been talking about January. I've been talking about February. Like I've been talked about this that's going on now 3-4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm telling people, but people still waiting. So let them wait. Let them wait. Let them wait. Man, you know who Buddy is. You know who Buddy is. You know who he is. I said something Tuesday in the live, and the next morning he posted it. It ain't a coincidence. That's how I know he watching. But certain people, like when people, they'll come for certain people they won't. You gotta get you a dispatcher so they can find somebody so that has relationships with brokers that are going to give you freight. You need to get with somebody that got relationships. Because Uber Freight is garbage. That's why. Uber Freight is not good, from what I understand. And it's not. I think when Uber Freight launched, I don't think they fully understood logistics. I think Uber Freight is still figuring things out. So I'm speaking from an Uber Freight perspective. A lot of people don't run Uber Freight because I don't even think Uber Freight has a lane for box trucks. So I think that's straight semis. Last time I checked, I could be wrong. I think it's straight semis. I think even Big Vic has been doing non-Amazon work this year. Probably for the latter part of the year. I don't even see Amazon people posting Amazon videos no more. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Man, what is really going on out here, guys? Somebody let me know. I don't know, is he? I don't know. I ain't never bought his course. So I don't know. Now I've heard some things, some people that have bought his stuff that came to me that they weren't that satisfied, but I don't know. It's not that it's Amazon, Mark, is that is all that's understand to easy to do. Hence why people get taken advantage. You can't even drop and pick up loads with one truck with Amazon unless you double book. But they stopped the double booking. It's not designed really for you to really make it's to me, I look at Amazon Relay like a gig. To be honest with you. I look at it like a gig. It's crazy how a lot of people are on the Amazon, and I'm not talking about you. I'm just speaking in general. Earlier this year, everybody was on the Amazon Relay bandwagon. I was one of them guys going against Amazon. I had people in my comments, man, what you got against Amazon? People going to war with me about it. Now everybody is against Amazon. I've been exposed to Amazon. months ago, just like when I exposed peak season. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This is crazy, man. This is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. I've never heard a dude call himself a shawty, LML. I've been exposed that Amazon shit, but people was all hell bent over it. Just like peak season, how people hell bent over it now, praying to the peak season guys. Peak season guys, they think that peak season is just gonna come out the sky. It's just gonna fall out the sky. Like there's no transition that leads in, and you see a steady increase. Man, it should have been flatline. It's November 11th. You think it's just gonna go from flatline to whoop like that? Nah. You know why? Because the volume is already the freight is already where it needs to be. The little freight that is gonna the uptick the little uptick that people are gonna see, it's already where it needs to be. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier for people that weren't in the room. A lot of people don't understand trucking, how it works, the different modes of trucking. They just think peak season Christmas people going to spend money. It don't, yeah, kind of, but then not really. It's a lot more variables to peak season than just, oh, it's Christmas, so everybody's going to go out and spend money. Nah. See, you got to be able to know how to read this stuff, and a lot of people don't understand business. They just understand this is how it was last year, so this is how it's going to be this year. Nah. They don't know nothing about aspects of the trucking game and what to look for. On top of that, they don't understand inflation. They don't understand macro. So it's, it's easy to get a video, turn a camera on and make a video and sound good and have a personality and be charming, and then get people to follow you. But now it's a lot of misled people that's waiting on this peak season when the only one guy that was over there saying that you weren't going to see it, and everybody laughed at me and made fun of me. And when people was asking what Mark the Mentor says is, man, I ain't going to get into it, but man, we here now. I'm plastering these up all over America. You let me know. I don't know. Y'all can keep looking for the boy. The boy ain't coming home. A peak season like some people's, like some people had them daddies growing up that never came home, that left and never came home. That's what peak season looking like. A daddy that left and never came home. That's what peak season looking like. You're going to see a little uptick. But the uptick people looking for, man, that time has came, and come on, man, stop playing. Like, man, they don't understand modes of trucking. Bro, the reason I call peak season August, go look at the video. I did it August 29th. I said, yo, you're not going to see the peak season that you look for. August 29th. You know how I called it? Because the first mode of peak season is the ocean mode. It was considerably low. So guess what? It takes time to get freight, guys. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think people are going to just order freight in October and it's going to come from China in 30 days? Come on, man. Like, learn the trucking game. I knew in August it was going to be bad because guess what? The first phase, the ocean phase was bad. It's normally like 99 to 100 ships sitting at a port. It's like 7, 8, 9 on a daily basis now. Volume has been low all year. Coupled with, I told you over and over again, the retailers already are sitting on an abundance of freight because the supply chain was behind. And when it finally got pushed through, and all that stuff started coming, the consumer buying behavior had already shifted. On top of that, when the retailers were waiting, when those shelves were empty because all that stuff was sitting at sea, and the shelves were empty because all that stuff was sitting at sea, they were still ordering. They said, well, man, we need to make quadruple, sextuple orders. so that this don't happen again, because this corona thing, it might spike up again, and we want to make sure we have enough stuff. So when that stuff started coming, and they ordered 6, 7, 8 times the amount of what they normally ordered, so then all that stuff came, and then guess what? When it finally started coming to the stores, guess what? People had stopped buying. Like, y'all read the newspapers. Y'all, some of y'all watch MSNBC, CNBC. They've been saying it for months. Your favorite sneaker, Nike, said, yo, we got too much shit. We gotta start sending some shit to Ross and TJ Maxx. Like, we don't got no room for nothing. Amazon said it. They did a 2-day sale 3-4 weeks ago to get rid of some shit, just to clear up some space. So with consumers not spending, paralleled with the retailers already having a shit ton of shit, they had no reason to order no more stuff because they already got it, because people didn't buy the stuff that they already ordered. Because by the time they got it, they wouldn't buy no more. So they trying to sell through this stuff. That's why you don't see volume. I've been telling people this since August. So you stay down on your knees. To the people that's praying to this peak season, God, you keep staying down on your knees, praying, because the boy ain't coming home. He's not coming home. The stepson might come home for a few weeks, and that shit gonna be so, like, man, you ain't gonna understand, you ain't gonna feel that. You know why? Because there's so many people drooling right now. They got the slobs coming down their mouth because they've been waiting and slobbing, and they're praying and drooling and please, peak season, I need it, please. So guess what? As soon as they see that little uptick after Black Friday, it's gonna be so little. When they see it, they're gonna jump on it. Man, that uptick could be 3 cents. They taking it. You know why? Because they ain't gonna have no choice. They need it because they're already behind. And I ain't saying this to be funny. I'm saying it to be serious. A lot of people need to stop listening to people talking about peak season don't start until after Black Friday. Says who? That shit don't even make sense. How does the shit get to where it needs to get to in order for you to take it to where it needs to go, to the consumer? It's got to run middle mile to get to the fulfillment centers in the warehouse. What time period do you think that happens? You think it happens on Thanksgiving Day? No, it happens from September to November. Duh. And it's been slow. So think about it. Okay, that does make sense. That does make sense, right? Duh. It's over with. Move on. I keep telling people, move on. But man, everybody praying. I'm reading comments, bro. I'm looking at other people's stuff, reading comments. Well, man, just wait. It should pick up, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm trolling. I'm trolling, and I'm on next. I'm standing on next. When you have a lift gate, a narrow pallet jack is better than a wide one to keep the pallet jack on the gate when you move it around, right? When you have a lift gate, a narrow pallet jack is better than a wide one to keep the pallet jack on the lift gate when you move around. I've always used the wide ones. You know, when you're coming out on that gate, it's different size gates now. So when you coming out on that gate, depending on what you pulling, you got to be careful, because I ain't seen a lot of people pull out, and that pallet jack then took them right over. So, you know, if you're gonna buy a truck, I would say get a truck with a big gate, with the bigger gate. Now, if you and just be careful of how you get into the edge of your truck. You're looking to run Amazon, right? So you ain't moving stuff like how we move. You ain't moving no big safes or nothing like that, where you dealing with something heavy rolling back there and it could take you. So just be careful. I like Kurt. He gave me a good laugh talking people to bribe others. I like Kurt too. I'm happy I found his channel. He like one of the ones that really know this shit. You know, he one of the ones that. My bad. You and Kirk have the best info on the boxer community. You're in your own lane because you tell us how to get bread over 20 different ways. I appreciate it. And that's what I try to do. I understand it's jacked up out here right now. I know it's jacked up out here right now. So I try to give people different alternatives to get out here and get it that's in logistics, whether it's in your car, whether it's in a van, whether it's in your box truck, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might have to supplement income. So, I try to spare people and keep people um I try to keep people from getting in a position where they possibly got to get out the game. But man, people still take business, and that's why I did a video yesterday. Like, man, let last year go, man. That shit over with. It's done. Like, you ain't gonna never see that no more. It's like people get mad when I say that. Listen, that shit was once in a lifetime. You ain't gonna never see that shit no more. That shit over with. You gotta move on and keep it moving. Like, it's over with. Living in the past, that was once in a lifetime. Some people took advantage of that situation. Some people didn't. If you took advantage of the situation and do what you were supposed to do with it, then it's a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't do your proper research when you got in to realize what you were getting into and the time that you were getting into and understand what you were getting into at that time, then you got to eat that one and take it as a learning lesson and then try to re-enter the correct way. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of vultures on YouTube, as I see, man. It was just telling people, get in, get in, get in. People just thought, man, like she said earlier, like, man, get a box truck, find a driver, and make passive income. It ain't that easy. It was that easy when I got in. It ain't that easy now, because if it was still that easy, guess what? Mark's trucks, all of them would still be rolling. They would still be rolling. All right? They would still be rolling. The young man that came in earlier, he parked his truck. I've never operated from a single owner operator perspective. I've always operated at scale. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like, I started before I got in the trucking. I had a moving company. I started with moving. Moving was my first thing. That's not something you can do by yourself. So I've always had a need for people. So when I jumped into the trucking game, it was at scale. My first contract was 5 trucks. So I tell people, like, man, you think you feel a certain type of way, man? How you think I feel? And I don't even feel bad. You know why I don't feel bad? Because I did what I was supposed to do when it was time to do it. I didn't. People gotta take responsibilities for their actions. Last year is last year. That shit gotta go. Like my man said earlier, talk about the future, and that's why I've been talking about the future. But you know why I gotta do this peak season stuff? Because for the next 45 days, this is all people gonna want to talk about, and this is just the beginning. Wait till like it's the 10th, yo. When people don't really get those results that they were looking for, oh man, wait till the content that come out December 1st and December 2nd leading up to Christmas. Wait till you see the content I got in the store. Oh man, you think I'm trolling now? Man, please. Man, please. When you have a lift gate, I'll answer that. I like Kirk answered that. Glad you mentioned Uber Freight. I saw an email from them wondering if they were any good. The YouTube commercial for Amazon really makes it look. I don't even know why Amazon puts commercials on my videos. They must ain't watch none of my videos, had they? Amazon, I clicked on one of my videos and Amazon popped up. I'm like, oh man, they must don't know who I am. They making a huge mistake. On Track Trucking. That's his channel. Why does Mr. Seven Figure Ghost think he can sell a trucking package for $1,500 as he drunk? Who is that? That's a new trucker guy? It's Mr. Seven Figure Ghost. Who is that? I don't even know who that is. I'm selling trucking packages for $150. I paid $5 for the material, but don't tell nobody. Y'all already gave that sauce out like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, y'all be buying these $5 packages, man. These guys selling y'all whatever $1,500,000 packages that they paying $5 for. I ain't gonna tell y'all where I put that sauce out. I'm gonna make y'all go research it. I put it out 2-3 weeks ago. People said I put the sauce out. I'm gonna start doing more live streams too. It's just easier to get on here and talk than put videos together because I don't have to do no upload. And I can just get on, turn the switch on, and just talk. I'm still blown by the info he put us on to. Man, see, that's what I'm saying. I got all the sauce. I got all the sauce, man. But somebody called me out talking about, how are you supposed to be for the people when you don't call out the scammers? I'm not calling out no scammers. I'm gonna call out, I'll show you the scam. Then it's up to you. Like if you get scammed, that's on you. Ain't nobody holding my hand when I walk out in these streets every day. You see what I'm saying? So you can't hold people's hands. I'm here to give people information. Here's the scam. Now, if you fall for the scam, then you got to take it as a learning lesson. Didn't know it's lift gate size. Yeah, it's different lift gate size. You can rent trucks with different lift gate sizes. Enterprise is notorious for using small lift gates. Penske has the bigger lift gates. It's different lift gate sizes, different weight capacities. All like you can go to Max and literally look in a book, and they'll show you different sizes, different weight capacities. Yeah, where's this peak season that these guys are speaking of? Man, I know people know that I'm trolling them. I know they see it, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing. It's all in good fun, man. I ain't tripping on nobody, man. This is just fun. You know why it's fun? You know why it's fun? Because I swear to God, let me would have been wrong. I knew I wasn't wrong, but let me would have been wrong. You know, the reason why I know is because I seen some live streams where people ask questions and things of that nature. And man, what you mean ain't gonna be no people ain't gonna buy their kids toys? I seen some live streams where people ask questions.
Yo, what's going on?
What's good?
Nothing much. Trying to figure out what is a good way we can get past this 90-day deal.
Get you a dispatcher that got some relationships with some brokers that's going to be willing to broker you freight.
Okay.
I don't got no recommendations. I can't put you on to nobody, but that's what you need to do.
All right. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate you. Yeah, man, where's this peak season that these guys speak of, man? I'm still looking for it, man. I'm still looking for him. I'm looking for the boy. I'm telling you, the boy ain't coming home. The boy ain't coming home. Not this year. The boy might come home next year, but I don't know about this year. Sound like if you move heavy things, the wide pallet jacks are better for stability. I've always got the wide pallet jacks, but there's something that you probably gonna have to go to Harbor. I don't even think Harbor Freight sell those little thin ones. They might sell them on I don't know. I've never seen them in the store. That's something you might want to just go and get a feel for each one and whatever feels good, because you're gonna be the one out there. Whatever feels good in your hands, then that's what you should probably go find a store that sells both and just get a feel for it. I've never seen none of their videos. I don't follow them, so I've never even seen their numbers. I don't see their numbers, but I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I said this before. Anybody that has a bigger following that's in the box truck game on Instagram instead of YouTube, that should be a red flag for you right there. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm really teaching people, giving people sauce, giving people information. I ain't charging nobody nothing. You're gonna pay for my time to talk to me, but like a mentorship package, I ain't got none of that. I got 2 courses that are $25. And the reason why that, because I gotta even to book me, I'm like, all that shit costs me money. Like, I ain't got no Calendly /markthementor.com. No, I have to pay. I gotta subscribe. I'm professional. You're gonna go to my website, boxtruckcourses.com. You're gonna book it. I'm paying for that. The hosting, that's costing me a couple $100. The Calendly is costing me money. The Zoom is costing me. I ain't got no free subscription. You don't see the name of the website /me.com. No, you just see me.com. So I'm paying for all that. So this just helps for the maintenance of the site and all the subscriptions. Even the stream costs me money. I don't get anybody that watches my streams that's here all the time. Do I get super chats? No, nobody. I got maybe one super chat lately, the last two, $5. Don't nobody hit me. I ain't like fresh and fit up here where I'm making $20,000 every time I come on live with super chats. So I'm really helping people. I ain't getting paid off of this. It's costing me money. This is costing me money. This is costing me money. You know, so when I do my consultations when people talk to me, obviously, yeah, I got other things going on. So yeah, if you want to talk to me, yeah, it's a fee, but like me charging somebody $50,000, $20,000, $10,000 and all that stuff, no. Mm-mm. So I don't know these guys' numbers. Is this time in this time of inflation, numbers surprise you, man? I don't know their numbers. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. No problem. I'm gonna start coming on more often too. I ain't gonna just limit it to Tuesdays and Sundays, man. You know, I got a little more time now, man. I just, you know, I'm on next now, man. I'm gonna stand on a few necks, man. I've been real humble. I've been real quiet, and you know, this box trucking thing is kind of like weird to me, like characters and stuff like that. But man, I've been cool and I've been quiet, but I gotta stand on a few necks, man, to let it know what it is. And I ain't the one to play with in any aspect. You know what I'm saying? So in no aspect, especially when it comes to like knowledge of the game, a lot of people have exposed themselves and they constantly exposing themselves. And we're gonna keep it 1,000. And we don't gotta, you know, going up, but it just is what it is. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. See, that's what a real cat do. We lay in the cut. We put it out there, we lay in the cut. You dig what I'm saying? And we let people expose themselves. Man, talking about something you don't know nothing about ain't something that I would advise a person to do. And that's real talk. Especially when you going against somebody that got a lot of years in the game. You know, I'm dangerous with this trucking shit. I'm dangerous with it. Because I've been doing it for a while and I got the academic skill set. Like I keep telling people, like, y'all went to school for business. Like, stop playing. Like, as far as the academic and the street shit, I got it both. I'm dangerous with it. My mother was an educator, a retired school teacher. Like, man, even when I went to school, I had to come home and get taught. Like, man, it's different. It's different. So I'm speaking, when I speak on like the economics and things of that nature, like the reason why I'm good at it and I can tell you this stuff and be right is because I got the best of both worlds. And then, like I told people, like, yo, people forget, like, I'm in Chicago. I'm in the capital for this shit. Like, so don't you think I got insight to shit that other people that's in this lane don't have? I'm not in one of these states where freight is not very prevalent. I'm in the middle of this shit. I'm where all these companies that a lot of you guys go, your C.H. Robinsons and all these companies, why do you think their corporate headquarters are here in Chicago? It's just like an example I gave earlier. Why do you think the record label, when you had to go get a record deal, you had to go to New York back in the 90s? All the record companies moved to LA now. Why do you think WAC 100 taxing people to come out there? Because he know you want to come get a deal, you got to come through LA. And if you want to come through LA, I know what I got. I know I'm running it out here. So guess what? You just signed, you got to come through here, you need to check in. So guess what? We're going to extort you. You got to check in because all the labels is out there. You got to run through LA. And I'm not saying that's what I'm doing here. That's not the example. What I'm trying to say is if you know I'm up here, damn, dude is in Chicago where everything is at, all the companies up there, the freight, the rails, he does have a little bit more insight because he's in the middle of it. He's in the mix of it. It's common sense. A lot of people just don't want to run with the common sense, man. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And I've been laying back, being cool. Power pallet jack, semi-auto, or just manual pallet jack? Me, manual. I ain't spending no money on that. I ain't gotta lie. This reality check he giving us is doing something to my confidence I had. But authority will be active around 21st, so gotta go extra hard, really be strategic. Man, I'm happy as well. Here's the thing. The reality check has been needed because a lot of people been making it seem like this shit's so easy, and I just been sitting back and just letting people talk and been making my little videos and putting my little information out and just being cool. People been coming for me and cracking jokes and things of that nature. Man, it's different now. I done called some other things, but that kind of blew over people here. Those weren't big forecasts. Some people called on like, yeah, you did say that. I've gotten testimonials. People are coming to my DMs and comments and things like, man, everything I've been watching you since you got started earlier, 4 or 5 months. Everything you've been saying I've been watching it all fall into place. But this one right here, this is the one that took the cake. A lot of people is checking in. People are calling me like, man, I've been watching your stuff. I didn't want to subscribe, but man, I gotta give you a subscribe now. Why you didn't subscribe before? Man, you deserve a subscribe for this call. Why you didn't subscribe for what? Why you watching and not subscribing? I've been giving all this valuable information. You see what I'm saying? This one hit home to a lot of people. This one hit home. And I'm just like, all right, wait. I've been knowing it. I just chilled. Just was on chill. You know what I'm saying? Free game. Man, you know what? My regular day is Tuesday. I've been going on Sundays a lot lately. But I'm gonna go on now. I'm gonna still do my Tuesdays. I'm dedicated to Tuesdays. I've been going on Sundays lately, but I'm not dedicating it to Sundays because Sundays I like to step out sometimes. I ain't been going out much lately. But I'll be on Sundays, but it's not dedicated. Tuesdays is dedicated. And then I'm probably gonna go on at least 2 or 3 more nights. I'm probably gonna be on 3, 4 nights a week. All the way into Christmas. Because guess what? I could do that. I heard somebody say, well, I gotta work. I can't be. It ain't my fault. That ain't my fault. You dig what I'm saying? I done did my time. I'm straight. I'm chilling. And that's what you want to do. I can't, man. You can't hold nothing over me because I did what I was supposed to do. I'm straight. Yeah, I probably go on 3, 4 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Ain't nobody putting out no content. I'm trying to find the box truck content. The box truck content is missing like the peak season. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking shit tonight. I just really wanted to come on and talk shit. I gave some sauce, but I'm talking shit too. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta stand on next, man. I'm standing on all these necks. And I ain't just talking, I'm talking about Buddy in Atlanta. I know he watching because he stole the sauce the other day. Yeah, they promoting people to come on, get this course, man. Peak season coming up. Get this course, peak season. These people got they smacking their chops and licking their lips and all this stuff. And guess what, man? Here we are. Everybody mad now. That's why it's been real quiet. You see, it's been quiet. Y'all see it's been quiet? It's been real quiet, ain't it? It's been real quiet. Yeah. I'm still putting out content though. And this is all in fun, guys. I'm not serious, you know what I'm saying? I am, but I'm not. Like, I don't care. I see these guys and shake their hand and wish them well, you know what I'm saying? But I got to do it. It's for the culture, you know what I'm saying? It's for the culture. It's for the culture. I had Buddy come for me for some shit I didn't even do. Wasn't even about him. You know what I'm saying? So, and this ain't about him. This is about everybody. Everybody said I was going to be wrong on this. What's going on? Just found your channel studying what I can jump in the game. It's not too late, is it, to start a business? Listen, you can jump in whenever you want to jump in. It's just as long as you jump in correctly. Now, a lot of people are having a rough time right now. The cost of entry is extremely high. The rates are down about 40%. So having a plan, being very strategic, like this is in a time I think a person can jump in as a novice and not have a long-term plan and a long-term cash flow, deep pockets, I should say. So, if you understand that you can get in and you understand what's going on and your pockets are deep, so you have the pockets to withstand the learning curve, then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't have the pockets to withstand the learning curve in this suppressed economy, then I would advise, one, if you still want to enter, you need to get somebody, and it don't got to be me. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that is well tenured in this game that can kind of walk you through it, or probably chill out a minute and hold off. And that's the best advice I can give you. You can get a pallet. Like, listen, you still on this pallet. I'm gonna tell you what you do. I'm gonna give you some sauce. Go on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace or Let Go or one of those apps and find somebody that's selling a used one. I wouldn't even buy no new one. I guarantee you in another 30 days, there's gonna be a million pallet jacks on them apps. Because everybody got a box truck that's gonna be getting out the game, gonna be selling their equipment. So you're gonna see a bunch of pallet jacks. Just get a used one. You ain't gotta buy no new one. I have had to look up brand new box truck YouTubers for content to use box truck you haven't been putting out much. I've been putting out shit every other day, damn near. But here's the thing: there's nothing really to talk about. All the stuff that people have been putting out has been put out so many times in so many different ways. The last batch of content people was putting out was getting ready people for peak season. Peak season is here. Actually, peak season has been here. And now that it's not what it was supposed to be, people got a lot of answering to do. See, I ain't got no answering to do because I told y'all what peak season was going to be in August. And I don't, let me share my screen. No, we got to share some screens around this joint. Where we at? Where we at with it? Let's share some screens. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Where we pull it up? Let me pull it up. Where is it at? Bingo.
Are you looking to sell stuff?
All right. All right. Where we at? Let's share some screens here. Let's have some fun. Let's see something. I made one little mistake though, and that's on me. Hold on. View. Boom. Share. All right. Amazon to find my peak season may not be what you expect. Prepare wisely. Only got 1,200 views. See, people ain't checked. See, the sauce is out there. People don't want to click on. See, they don't want to click on stuff like this because they think it's negative and it's pessimistic. And August 29th. August 29th. I did a part two too. Hold on. August 29th. Oh, I did a part two. So you see that back in August, I was telling people what it was going to be. Hold on. I did a part two. Let's pull up the part two and see what the date was on that. Oh, here you go. There you go. All right, here go part two. Let's see. Add to stream. Boom. Part two. Prepare wisely. Part two. September 12th. This one got a few more views. You see what I'm saying? So even in 3 months ago, nobody was clicking on this. These videos were there, and only the people who, and look at it, the title. In this video, I give a brief overview of my forecast for the upcoming peak season. This was part two. Part one I just showed was August 29th. So man, I don't know. When I say I'm different, I'm different. I'm trying to tell you, it's different. It's different. You know? It's different. Let's see where I leave off. Well, I'll leave off that. What's going on? Just finding time still. Okay, I read that one. Yeah, I told you about that one. Let me see. I had to look up brand new box truck used for content used by. Yeah, I've been putting shit out. What's the best time of year for box truck business from your knowledge and experience? Well, if you're looking in normal situations, if you're asking a question as far as volume, you're gonna always see an uptick in volume peak season. But we haven't seen normal peak season since prior to the pandemic. This year is not a normal peak season. Last year is not a normal peak season. 2020 wasn't a normal peak season. All right. So peak season for volume, I say Q4. Q4 is a good time for box truck and the whole Q4. If you're running that middle mile spot market, Q4. Now, if you're looking at from a final mile perspective, Q2. Q2. I'm trying to learn everything I can. Definitely looking for the right mentor. Plan on actually driving by February. Got to get all prices in place. My pockets is deep, but I need to learn all I can. Yeah. So even if your pockets is deep, you still want to, you don't want to just be burning through money just because you got it to burn through. You want to try to, approach this. Listen, and this is all I've been trying to tell people. I'm having fun tonight, guys. Like, listen, I ain't got nothing but respect for everybody, for Vic, motivation. Some people I don't have some respect for, but the people I'm naming, I do. Vic, motivation, on track, trucking. I like the box truck couple. Certain things, even with some people, like I feel like who else? I like Entre Mike. I don't want to miss nobody that I actually watch and like. Is this kid that's coming up? He's coming up. I check him out. His name is QB. He's up and coming. He's younger. He still has a lot to learn. As long as he approaches giving people information from a knowledge point of what he knows thus far and is transparent and doesn't try to get too advanced with it, you know what I'm saying, where he can actually put his foot in his mouth, then I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to give people their flowers. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? It's some people like, man, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just think it's cap, you know what I'm saying? But like to the people I'm trolling, they know who I'm trolling. You know what I'm saying? And some of them people I named that I got respect for. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to stand on it. If you said something, you got to hold on that. I need that video there. Yo, hey, y'all, I said, hey, I need that. I want to see that. Yo, man, I thought it was going to be this. I know, but, do your thing. Because guess what? I would have had to come on here and say the same thing. Like, man, because people would have been on my ass. They would have been in my comments. And my YouTube career probably could have been over with. It probably could have been over. You think people weren't going to come get on my ass? The reason why I got a uptick this week and the last week is because I was right. A lot of people that watch the content that don't subscribing now because they like, damn, dude, the truth. So I wouldn't just because you have deep pockets, don't enter in willy-nilly because your pockets is long. Still, man, like, do what you're doing, do your due diligence, man. Make sure whoever you follow, they're giving out solid information. And even do look into the person. Just because you watch one video with a person and they kick some good stuff, that one video, man, do a deeper dive into that person. You know what I'm saying? Because that way you don't feel salty. Like if you go out and you spend the money and it's not that they may not be giving you good information, but you may want, like I had a consultation with an older gentleman maybe a week or two ago, and he was one of the guys that spent $10, and it was on some off-brand box, some person ain't even on YouTube or on Instagram, I think, some off-brand people. And he said, the value that they took him as far as they could take him. But at the end of the day, they still charged him 10 bands. You see what I'm saying? So when you looking into people, you got to ask questions. You got to see, you should be able to tell from their content, their skill set when it comes to trucking, and then make your own educated decision on if that's who you want to, really listen to or purchase mentorship. Because some people may have good information, but their information may only take you so far. And that's basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, you put out content, but the other YouTubers haven't been as much. I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, I put out content. I put out content. What high miles, in your opinion, when purchase truck? I'm not buying nothing over 250. That's me. Mark, you bringing the belt out tonight on us. I ain't bringing it on y'all. I'm just, hey, man, some people need this wake up, man. Wake up, man. Like get your head out, come on now. Pick your head up, man. I know some people been pacifying y'all and babying y'all, but man, this ain't that time. And then everybody else, I'm just standing on their necks. I just felt like doing it tonight. I don't, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to win, but man, like all that, man, that soft, you know how I feel about that soft and moist stuff, man. Get that soft stuff out of here, man. Like, come on, pick these heads up, man. Get these heads into this information, start researching, start figuring some things out, and make it through this. Make it through this. You want to be in a position 10 years from now. I want y'all on YouTube giving the new generation the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Giving the new generation, paying it forward. That's what I'm doing. I'm paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing something else right now. I could be doing something else. Plenty of things I could be doing. It's Thursday night. I think the Bulls playing. I could have went to I don't know, somewhere inside a bar and ate and watched the game and flirted with a chick or something. I don't know. It's other things I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here because it's a critical time, and I see a lot of people are not doing well. And I'm saying, I'm going to be on more often because I got to help people. A lot of people want to enter into this industry. A lot of people are in this industry and trying to figure their way out. And it's not as easy as what people thought, because some people made it seem easy. And I'm seeing that now. So I got to do my part. I'm in it. I'm in it now. So I can't half step it. I'm in the shit. My main concern is that I can find consistent work, learn negotiating tactics, getting CDL, EIN, LLC, MC, authority, insurance, and everything needs to start. Do you think CDL will give me slight advance? Of course it will. Those definitely will. That's without a question. Of course. You're talking about box truck and CDL. I mean, and semi truck, it's totally different lane. You got more opportunities, way more opportunities. So yeah, of course, without question. Alrighty here. Also, I'm in Miami, moving by ferry. Want to move to the best place for box truck business. What's your best suggestion? Don't want to live in Chicago. Hey man, listen, man. Y'all killing me with this Chicago, man. Listen, you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an answer. Don't say what you don't want. Don't say, you can't ask that question and say what's the best place, and then don't say but not Chicago, because you just answered your own question. Chicago. You want to move downstate somewhere, move downstate somewhere. But I'm telling you one thing, ain't nothing cracking. Don't want to live in Chicago, somewhere where somewhat warm. The Midwest is cold. Indiana is cold. Ohio is cold. Illinois, Southern Illinois is a little bit warmer than up here, but in the wintertime it's just cold. Minnesota, colder. Wisconsin, colder, more snow. Minnesota, colder, more snow. Iowa, cold, I guess. I mean, if you want to be where the bread at, man, you know where you gotta come. Man, get you some boots. I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Where you at in Miami, ain't nothing going down there. So wherever you go, it's gonna be better than Miami. And that's no cap. Wherever you land, it's gonna be better than Miami, because ain't nothing coming up out that thing. But you can move up here, man. Just get you some boots and a coat. Something you probably never heard of before. A coat and some boots and some long johns. He probably like, what's long johns? Thermal underwear, a ski mask, gloves, things that you never heard of probably before, never purchased. What else? Insulated socks. Yeah, you're gonna need a bunch of stuff. You coming up here, buddy. A lot of stuff you probably never purchased before in your life. Make up to 7K with a box truck with a CDL. You can make up to 10K per week. Yeah, if you got a CDL box truck, you can make a lot more money than a non-CDL box truck because you can carry heavier loads. If you was wrong about peace, it definitely would have been a lot of videos talking about you. They was waiting. Now they quiet. They all quiet, and that's why I'm on next. And I've been jabbing at people for the past week and a half. Ain't nobody responded. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. I got love for everybody. But I already knew what it was. They was waiting. You already know one dude, he was already lining up. This dude came at me for some shit that I didn't even do. Wasn't even talking about his ass. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting. But it's all good. Also, can you more easily find work if you have a CDL and drive a semi? I tell you one thing, if you got a semi and you're looking for a truck right now, you can find a truck for cheap. Let's take a look at something, y'all. Let me show y'all something real quick. I was just looking earlier. Let me show y'all something. Remember them trucks we were looking at about a month ago on Penske? Those trucks are still sitting, but they are even lower now. Like you'll be surprised if you want to do box trucking with a CDL. You got CDL and you get a CDL box truck. Man, you talking about price differential. Let me see something. Hold on, I didn't add it. Let me add it real quick. Let's see. All right, so look. Hold on. Let me go lowest. Mileage, price, lowest. I've been watching this truck for about a month and a half. I watched this truck at 35,000, and you can go back because I posted it. We was looking at it on the live stream. It's 15 grand now. I've been watching this truck. This down to 24. All right. All these are CDL box trucks. Listen, this is level 2. So it meets DOT standards. Level 1 exceeds level 3. They don't inspect it. So this is level 3. Have not been inspected and may need repairs. So, oops. I didn't mean to click on that. My bad. All right. So these are all CDLs. Here goes a 2008 Freightliner M2 34,000 rather. 2001 mile. I bet you this is CDL. I know it's a CDL. I ain't gotta look. See the dual wheelbase right there? It's a CDL. Right here, CDL required. But the point I'm trying to say, like, if you're getting a CDL and you're talking about option, all you got options, you got a lower buy-in for a truck. Here goes a CDL Hino. Another CDL. This is a little bit newer. This is 34. I wouldn't buy that one. Here go another Hino, 2014, 37. Here go another CDL. All these are CDLs, guys. I haven't even got to the non-CDLs yet. The cheapest ones are the CDLs. Here go another CDL. I ain't got to know. You could tell by the crash bar in the front. It's a CDL. And the miles. That's a real driver right there. Box truck guys scared to hit the road. This is a CDL too. What year is this? 1,345,000 miles. Yep, CDL. See, they still holding the prices up for the non-CDL because they think non-CDL guys are goofy or something. They treat non-CDL guys like goofies. All these, this is a CDL 338. Now here go the first non-CDL truck at 48,000 with 222,000 miles. The 268. 48,000. 222,000 miles. They crazy. What year is this? A 17? It ain't got a gate on it. I don't even want to look at it no more. Ain't even no gate on it. This is CDL, obviously. It's a reefer. I could tell this is a CDL. Let me see. Yep. That's another thing, guys. You got to teach yourself how to be able to look at truck and see, like, how I can just look at it and know. Obviously, this is a CDL. Let's see. This is a non-CDL. This is a non-CDL. Let's see. Oh, wow, I was wrong. This is a CDL. I got one wrong. It's got a gate on it. Yep. Now, JM, see, this is the bigger gate. This is a bigger gate. This may be like a 30. I ain't going to say, let me look. Let me see if they got the spec for it. Yep. I was going to say 35. It's a 3,000-pound gate. So it's a 3,000-pound gate. So it's the bigger gate. So it's a CDL truck. So I'm trying to find a non-CDL other than that Hino. Let's see. Yeah, these trucks. CDL. Can't really tell from this picture. No, this might be a non-CDL. Let's see. Yep, CDL. Man, they're not being nice to non-CDLs. What is it? Non-CDL. All right, finally. So about 55,000. And look, this one don't even got a gate. Yeah. Those trucks that they had that were non-CDL, people ate them up. They ate them up. I don't even want to look at no more of these trucks. I don't even want to look at them no more. It ain't worth it to me. It ain't worth it. Let's see. My main concern is I can find consistent word, learn, negotiating tactics. All right, let me get back to these questions. Well, I'll leave off here, right? If you was wrong, peace and definitely would. They was waiting. Yeah, they was waiting. Everybody quiet now. Everybody quiet. They watching too. I know they watching. Say swear it's 21 days and not 21 business days. I know they watching. They can come on in, man. Let's talk. I just want to talk. We can talk. We can be cordial. I'm gonna drop it one more time. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get out in a minute because I gotta. Well, I might stay on for a little bit, but I might have to take an intermission real quick. Take a little intermission. I'm having fun. Shit, this is fun to me. If I had to relocate, I think I would go just a little south of Chicago to the north. A little south of Chicago to the north of Chicago. I think the winter storms are too hot. Listen. We run alongside Lake Michigan, so we get that lake effect. If we get a blizzard, I don't care if you're on the north side, the south side. If you go north of Chicago to Wisconsin, they get more snow. You go north of Wisconsin, Minnesota, they get more snow. All right. And the thing what you got to understand is how they handle the snow when they get it. See, we have money. Chicago's a rich city. So the way we move snow, we got salt, we got the plow trucks, and they put down salt. Like up there in Wisconsin, they just plow it. So you still gonna have remnants of snow still on the ground. The plow doesn't pick up at all. And Minnesota is similar. Here, we drop tons and tons and tons. The city spends tons of money on salt. So once they plow it, the salt truck plows it and it drops the salt to melt those little remnants of snow so it doesn't turn into black ice. Now, once you get out there on the highway and you get out there in the middle of nowhere outside the city, then you got to be careful. But it's not about where the snow is and the winter snow. It's about how the market you go to handles the snow, because you can go outside of Chicago in one of them towns where they don't have money, and the most they're going to do is just plow it, and that's if they get to it. You know what I'm saying? But then all those little remnants of snow, once the temperature drops, now it's black ice. So me, from being from up here, I'd rather be in a bigger city where the resources are to move snow and melt it than into one of these little towns outside of Chicago where they don't have the resources. Because if a blizzard comes, then you're going to be in the crib for about 4 or 5 days. You're not going to be able to come out the crib because you're not going to be able to get down the street. You know, the last blizzard we had in 2015, we had a blizzard in 2011 where people had to abandon their cars on Lakeshore Drive. And then guess what? They couldn't drive, so they had to leave their car abandoned. And guess what the city did? They plowed Lakeshore Drive and then they towed all the cars. So not only did people leave their cars, cars ended up in the city pound and they had to come pay to get them out the pound. Like, so, like in certain cases where the snow gets like 4 feet deep and all that stuff, where a car just ain't gonna make it, you can't go nowhere unless you got a pickup truck or a big SUV. Some big SUVs, more so you're gonna need a pickup truck, some big. You're gonna be sitting in the crib. So I wouldn't come up here and think. I'm telling you from living here experience, coming up here and moving to a small town or a small suburb probably is not the best. The bigger city, they got the resources out here to move the snow and melt it. Those CDL box trucks are way cheaper. Yeah, the CDL box trucks are way cheaper. Yeah, you want to stay away from like Wisconsin and Minnesota. Like even in a box truck, if I was running Middle Mount, you can't pay me to go to Wisconsin. You can't pay me to go to Minnesota in the wintertime in a box truck. Go to safer.com, put your DOT number in. And it'll say active or not active. Safer.com. Safer web. Go to the Safer website. Go to the Safer website, FMCSA Safer website. Put your information in. When it puts search, it's going to give you an option to search company name or search DOT number. Put your DOT number in and hit enter, and then your company information, all that stuff will pop up, and then it'll say active in blue or not active in red. Oh yeah, you answered all. Yeah, safe. Okay. The price is way too high. I need to cut it. All right. Let's see what we on. Box Truck Show. What's good, Mark? This Box Truck Chuck out of Florida. I started running Final Mile last Thursday. I was running OTR. I have to hit you up to get a few points. All right, man, hit me up. Just go to the website. Go to the website, www.boxtruckcourses.com. Man, I don't know why this thing ain't work. I bought a stream deck. I bought a bunch of stuff at Micro Center over the weekend to stream. I got this thing and all this stuff, and I still don't know how to use this stuff. I'm supposed to hit a button and stuff supposed to fly on the screen, all type of stuff, man. Waste my money. Hey, I'm about to pass out. Appreciate your answers. I'm gonna check all your streams, do my due diligence, get myself right. My plan is 2 or 3 years to have 4 to 5 trucks. Man, it can happen, man. Just with scaling now, man, as drivers, you scaling now, drivers gonna be your biggest feat. And that's coming from a person who was operating 15 trucks. So a driver's gonna be your biggest feat. If depending on how the rest of this economy goes, if we get back to a place where people don't want to be entrepreneurs no more and go back to work, then that be a feat. As long as people got this I want to work for myself mentality, then that'll probably be your biggest challenge. If capital isn't. You can change the CDL to a non-CDL. You take it to a mechanic or a dealer to change the sticker on the side of the truck and sign it. Of course, you're going to have to break them off. I've done it. But there goes some sauce for y'all. All right, so, man, it was a good live tonight, man. I appreciate y'all, man. The lives are getting better and better and better as far as people. more people checking out your boy, more content. I mean, not more content, more engagement, I should say. And I appreciate it. So, man, it's what it should say: operating status authorized for property. Yeah. So, I appreciate everybody for checking in. If it ain't no more questions, I'm gonna skedaddle. And you already know if I ain't got nothing going on, I'll be here Sunday. I'll be standing on people's necks, and I'll be, I'm gonna have some information too, some good information. I'm always gonna teach, but I'm gonna stand on necks too. I'm standing on necks, and if it ain't no more questions, let's see. Yeah, are you active? Did you go active? Oh man, this was fun tonight, man. This is fun, man. Like trolling and doing all this stuff. This is cool. It's pretty cool. All right. Shout out to the box trucker in Atlanta. I know you looking. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't steal my lingo. Um Shout out to anybody else that's watching. And guys, before I part, every time you come on, I'm stick on my phone. Appreciate it. To all you guys that are hung up on this peak season, man, guys, listen. That volume, you're gonna see a little uptick. But like I said, guys, and the ones that's listening, I know I'm repeating it. I know eventually it's gonna be like beating a dead drum, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys are gonna see more and more people asking about it as it gets like closer and closer to Christmas. It like the reality is gonna start sinking. And there's still some people that's like holding on to hope. And even though I explained to them how it operates and how it works, like if you're not seeing that volume by now, like it has to like there's a process that this shit goes through, and I explained the process a million ways. Some people get it, some people don't. So, for those that get it but don't want to get it, like man, figure something out. You sitting up here holding on to false hope, you're gonna get left behind. And that's just what it is, man. The consumers control this industry. When you're dealing with general freight, the consumers control it. So you can't like I say, the trick is if you watch the consumer buying behavior, the consumer buying patterns, it'll tell you what it's going to be. Like a lot of this stuff that I teach and I put out, yeah, a lot of it comes with advanced knowledge, but some of it is just like common sense. You know what I'm saying? So like I know people are telling you, well, wait after Black Friday. Listen, man, like you can wait until you whatever. The boy is not coming home. He's not coming home this year. He's not coming home. He's gonna come home and he's gonna bounce. He's gonna come home for a little minute and he's gonna bounce. And it's gonna be so short, it's gonna be quick, and it's gonna be in and out, and it ain't gonna be what you want. You know, the time for peak season for the guys that have never seen a normal peak season is September. You start seeing that uptick, and I'm talking to you guys that run middle mile. September, you start seeing the increase. October really increases going into Halloween, all the way to about November 15th, going into that like week before Thanksgiving. That is your peak season. Final mile peak season is Black Friday. Amazon, you're going to see some runs going to the post office. You're going to see an uptick in going to the post office. But the money for final mile that should have been started being made September, going up until right about now. Your peak season is coming to an end in the next 5-6 days. And that's no cap, because guess what? It got to get to where it need to get to. So if you ain't seeing the volume now, it's got to get to where it needs to get to, and to get to where it needs to get to phase is September through November. And the volume never increased because the retailers already got it. The warehouses already got it. The fulfillment centers already got it because they got the overflow from the supply chain disruption from the pandemic. So that's it, guys. I appreciate y'all. Make sure I answer. You ready to hear my Christmas story? I'm gonna drop it sometime next month. I appreciate y'all for checking out. I'll be here on Sunday, Lord willing, and nothing happens. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button on the way out. More sauce and more standing on next Sunday. The boy ain't coming home. The boy is not coming home this year, guys. I'm sorry. But remember who told you first. I'm out.